accurate. I'm telling you, I can.
What's wrong?
It's hurting them.
What the fuck is going on? Hey, Sarah, talk to me.
The man in yellow, quite a calm and violent fellow. What's with the stick, the dress, and the case? Do any of those things get you out of this place? From vile nightmares, mysteries to solve. Who is the man plaguing this town? Dead friends, loved ones, strange voices on the phone. A radio tower made from hope. A storm came in and crashed it down. Crashed it down. The man in yellow, what a strange fellow. Shifting, haunting, is he deal making? Jim didn't listen, now his throat is missing. Why you digging that hole?
No! Got it! No! Fucking get it now!
From vile nightmares, mysteries to solve. Who is the man plaguing this town? Dead friends, loved ones, strange voices on the phone. A radio tower made from hope. A storm came in and crashed it down. Crashed it down. And Clara is dust.
And welcome everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to the first of the season from season 4 content creator roundtable discussion, where I'm excited. We have lots of folks with us tonight to dive into the first episode of the season, and what a banger of an entrance they have given us. We got some new faces, some old faces, lots of friends, but we're going to dive into it. Say hello to everybody. We got Dana got some stuff for us, a cameo for you guys that we promised, and a lot of goodies. We got a lot of things coming up this week, so we're just strap in, folks. Get ready. We're going to welcome everybody in, and then we're going to dive into this episode because Dana has some really good questions for our panel tonight. So welcome. We have joining us, of course, Miss Dana and James, as always. My ride or die besties now, my co-host. How are you guys doing?
So excited. So excited.
Yep. Happy and honored to be here with all of these distinguished individuals.
Yeah,
I
we
know
got
you've
some
you've
special guests
upgraded,
tonight.
James. You are now co-host. You are
co-host now.
co-host.
You were guest last season, and now you are co-host. But also, we got
great
lots
responsibility,
of folks,
James. With great responsibility.
right?
Yep.
We also have joining us tonight. You guys know him. We love him. He's part of the collective. Everything Broke Down, Mr. Baby Clay. How are you doing tonight? I know you excited about this episode.
I can't complain. And I love this episode. I love every opener from,
It was good.
And thank y'all for having me on. But yeah, I dig this episode. I think it's another banger. They give too many. I could do with this episode. Maybe the answers will come later on. Hopefully they'll come later on down the line.
Right.
But yeah, I was digging it. I'm excited to talk to y'all about it.
Nice. Well, you are always most welcome, hun. Let's see. We also have, we got lots of folks with us tonight, guys. We got a packed house.
Yeah.
We got with us Mr. Doc Kaiju, welcome, hun. It's first time on panel, but we've seen you around. You've been in the chat. You've got your own channel. You've been hanging out. You've been into From and lots of other shows and things. But welcome. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and theories on From and this week's episode. How you doing,
Greetings,
man?
dear Den. Thank you. Greetings, dear denizens of planet Dirt.
Us,
yeah,
us mere mortals down here.
Welcome you.
Oh well, I'm mortal. I'm just cyborg. But
well, then you and Dana's mom, you will be getting along just fine because she is becoming this cyborg herself. She's upgrading.
Yes.
But oh man, for a season premiere, yeah, I don't know if this season premiere or season 2 season premiere was better, but this was just wow.
Right, it was good. I can't wait to dive into it with you guys. We also have joining us, and we got two other special guests with us tonight, and I'm so happy we got Jerry from Jerrystakes. We've been on some panels with you. I don't know if you've been on mine, but I know we've been on with James. Really glad to have you with us, dude. I know you're excited to talk about it. How are you doing tonight?
I'm hype. I'm good. I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so glad to be back, and I agree completely with what everyone said so far. This episode was my personal favorite so far that we've seen. I really liked this premiere a lot. I think there's a couple moments in there, but it was almost jam-packed, moment to moment, beat to beat. And I just had such a blast with it. I can't wait to talk about it today. It was so good.
Right? I think that was kind of the way I described it. It was very beat to beat, breath to breath, moment to moment, jam-packed. Like, I don't think there was really downtime, even with the dialogue. So,
no.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. But welcome, man. Glad to have you join us.
Glad to be here.
Last and certainly not least, someone we dived into her streams last night and was enjoying her panel. She had Doug on. Welcome, Miss Lizzie. You have had probably one of the folks who's had the most access to the cast and to From just overall since season 1.
Yeah. We started. Well, I don't think anyone was podcasting season 1. The only reason I started podcasting was because no one was talking about it. And my former partner, Alex, had said to me, if you ever want a podcast about something, let me know. I really want to work with you. And I'm like, all right. And a year later, I was like, I found the show for us. Go and watch it. Let me know what you think. And the rest is history. We just ran with it. And I don't know. I had podcasted for over 10 years about The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. And it was just a lot of what I learned there I brought over to From. Right. That it was a new space and, it was easy to make it what you wanted. And given that it wasn't this major show, it helped with getting the access to these actors. Not all of them were accessible, but we did get enough of them. Like, we were basically first in the place, in the scene. And so we got a lot of freshness, a lot of these actors, the actors that we were getting weren't used to doing interviews like this.
Mm-hmm. Right. And how cool is that to be able to, along with them, like going through that experience, sort of new experience, even with the actors as it being their new experience with something like that. I mean, that's got to be so much fun to kind of dive into and get to be a part of.
Yeah. I mean, Liz Saunders was showing us her dress. Actually, both the Liz's, but Liz Saunders makes her own clothes a lot of times. And so for the season 3 premiere, I think it was, she was making her dress.
Wow. And
she was showing us, like where it was, like, at different points of the game. And that was really cool that she did that, and then, we wanted to see Liz Moyes' dress. I mean, it was just kind of crazy,
Nice.
So nice little things. Like Liz Moy and I go back and forth. Well, actually, both the Liz's and I go back and forth, quite a bit. We'll be, chit-chatting a lot, and then it just falls dead, and then chit-chatting a lot,
Right.
So
That-
and it's about
That's
just about
so
anything.
wild, dude, that you have that like access to them, and you have enough of a relationship. It's more of a down to earth relationship. It's not just press related, right? Like you kind of have a little bit more of a relationship with them to have that access. Actually, that's really cool on a show like this that started so small and is now so big. Man, that is cool.
I don't even know if it is big yet. I keep feeling like this is the year. This is the year. You know, it's so good, but it has not gotten the push that it needs. The promotion has not been there for it, and
when they don't
really
have merch and
surprises
stuff
me.
like that, really. So like it's kind of strange how they are promoting. They seem to like they don't do a lot of the Comic-Cons and things like that. They kind of seem to. I mean, the YouTubers are promoting a lot for it. You know, there's a lot of folks out there now that have kind of caught on to it and are really talking about it.
It's going to be over before it really catches, you know?
Right.
I know they did San Diego, not this last summer, but the summer before.
Yes.
And a few of them went. And it was kind of tame. It was overwhelming and kind of tame for them. It wasn't... it wasn't like one of the bigger shows that shows up. You know,
I was shocked that they weren't at New York Comic-Con. I was definitely like, okay, they've got to have something. Something's got to be here. I couldn't find anything.
I know
anything.
I know. I what I don't understand is that Harold is such an icon, just in the industry. Like he's been in everything. Like I remember him all the way back to Oz.
Yes.
You know, and I was just like, who is this guy in the wheelchair? But, I'm not good with the prison shows. So when I saw one guy burning a tattoo into another guy's butt, I was like, I'm out. And I never watched another episode.
Oz was rough. Rough.
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. As good as it was, I just couldn't do it.
You gotta have some thick skin to watch Oz.
Yeah, you do. You do. You really do. I was watching something over the summer, and all of a sudden there's Harold. I didn't even know he was in this movie. There he is.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things actually. They I mean, I probably know him best now from Lost. After kind of getting to that after I watched From, and that was fun kind of seeing it not being part of Lost, because like Dana, she saw Lost when it came out, and then she saw From. I saw From, or started in From first, and then I watched Lost, so we both kind of see in a different time.
Uh-oh.
She's roboting. Yes.
I'm roboting.
Nope, now you're back.
Oh, my back. All right. It's fine. It was AI Scarlet for just a moment. Let me know it's time. We got to welcome the chat, and then we're going to show you guys something real fun, and then we'll dive into the questions Dana has for everyone. So hopefully, if my internet holds, let's see who we all have in here hanging with us. Of course, Doc, you were first in the chat. You're on panel, and you were first in the chat. Check you out. Let's see, we got Theater hanging out with us tonight. Second, we had Mr. Annan coming in. We had the Thrifty Typewriter, which we will be having on a panel real soon.
Yes.
Welcome. We got I'm with Alice. Welcome. Of course, we got Miss Kiwi hanging out, being an awesome mod, dropping links. We always appreciate you, Miss Kiwi. Let's see. Of course, we got Jerry hanging out in the chat and on panel.
Heyo.
Multitasking.
I have it
We
up.
got our green spider. Always got to have the green spider. You never know. Maybe we'll find a spider in From at some point.
Right.
No.
See.
No.
Spiders.
The spiders that Harold saw when he was off with what's her name on the little
Sarah.
trek at the end of season 1. That's all I ever want to see. That was awful.
You're good.
Right?
Yeah. Set for a lifetime there.
Welcome. I'm sorry if I butchered this. Ivo? I'm horrible at reading, so I apologize for those who don't know.
It is Ivo.
Okay, I'm just making. You have no
I
idea.
know
I butcher
Ivo.
names like ridiculous, so I feel bad when I do that. Look, and Southerners, we have our own
They don't
way.
make it easy sometimes.
Well, no, the problem
don't
is,
make it
is
easy
we don't say
sometimes.
our vowels down here the right way to begin with. So when we read something, we don't even spell it right. Okay, the vowels, we make them up as we go in the South. It's
Dude,
fine.
I'm from Boston. Like, we don't have Oz.
Let's see who else we have. Of course, we have Miss Vic hanging out, another one of our most awesomest mods ever. Welcome, welcome, hun. Indeed, we have a packed house. Welcome, TCP. Claire and Manuela are in the same gang. Possibly, we'll have to.
Yes, that's what I love to hear.
Welcome, Billy Power Max. And Billy, if you're still listening, feel free to drop your link. I will try to show the trailer later on as we wrap it up tonight. So you guys stay tuned for that. If you drop your link, Billy, you guys can go check out his comic book. It is quite interesting, and I'll try to go over some more bits of that towards the end of the stream. But it's got a lot of I don't want to say it's conspiracy theories, but they're pretty interesting. It's got a little CERN material in there, some Hollywood vampires. It's post World War III, so it's got some bits in there for you guys to check out. But I'll try to show. We made a little trailer. I got to do a final one. I'm still finishing up, but we'll show off the one he's got on the channel in a little while. Let's see who else we got. I hope I do not miss you guys. I'm sorry if I do. We got Miss Jen, the teacher, hanging out with us tonight. Welcome, welcome, hun. We have Marissa. Welcome, welcome here. Jerry, you bringing them in tonight. Look at you. Bringing them all in. We got to have him for a Fever After Dark, Dana.
We might have to.
You might.
We might have to. We have fun on our Fever After Dark. If you like getting a little loose and spicy, you gotta come hang out with us.
Right, and we will be having one this Friday night after Friday Night Fever. So if you are not a member, go ahead and become one because you do not want to miss out. I've got some bits. We're going back from season 1 all the way to now, and Mr. Doug, Man in Yellow, might be featured in part of our Fever After Dark because we got to see all the cheek meat, folks.
Yep.
Oh.
Mr. Doug almost gave us all
I
the
ain't
bits.
gonna lie. I ain't
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
God.
When I seen his cheeks, it was just like, whoa, hold on. I wasn't expecting
Right?
that.
Oh, I'm sorry,
blushing.
Doc.
I was like, Mr.
Oh,
Doug.
God, look at Doc. Doc coming in with the goggles and stuff. Oh, my God.
boy,
He's the best.
Doc.
And welcome, Bitey. Oh, my God, Bitey. We love our Bitey. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you are doing well. You excited about season 4, Bitey? I'm so excited.
We love you, Bitey.
Okay, and I think I got everyone. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. But I think I got you guys. Welcome, everyone, all of the Fromily. That is so distracting, but so funny. Like, it's distracting in a great way because I'm sitting here laughing at Doc right now because that is the greatest thing ever. All right, I compose myself, Dana. All right, so Dana is awesome as she is in her connections. And again, shout out to Cameo if you guys want to have your chance at a message from some of your favorite actors from and other shows. You guys want to go to cameo.com and check that out because if you have been around here, you know Dana has some for you guys. And we have a very special one from a limited time actor on From who said he was going to be on Cameo. And we got him. We got a little message from him for all of you guys. So here we go.
Hey, Dana Marie, Scarlett, James, Mama Susie, everybody over there at the Witch's Brew, what's up? Season 4 of From is coming out, and I just wanted to give you guys all a big shout out and tell your whole family to make sure you guys keep coming with your theories. Everybody really loves them. I think you guys are going to figure it out. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I'm making that up. I hope you figure it out. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging with us through all the seasons. I saw other people have come on here and said hi to you guys, and I wanted to make sure I got my chance to say hi to you as well. Mama Susie, your mom loves you. She wanted to make sure I shouted you out. But anyway, season 4, you guys stay tuned. I think you're going to love it. Season 4 is really mean. It gets really mean, so just hang on, but keep coming with the theories and stay part of our family. And I will see you soon. Peace.
There you go, folks. It's a Harold himself,
Right?
boy.
It's gonna be angry. It's gonna be angry. Damn it.
And from the
I don't think
taste
he's
of the
lying.
first episode, I mean, he's not lying. It's only going to get even spicier, it seems, this season. So that was so much fun. Again, thank you to Cameo for getting that for us. And I know we will have lots more from them. We got a few. They got quite a roster, right, Dana? Who do we have all on there? I know Harold was only on there for a limited time, but I know we had Victor, Jade, Sarah, Father Cautry,
and Julie.
And Julie, yes, Miss Julie. And we have one from Miss Julie we've shown off. We've had some Jade, some Victors. So you guys never know. We might get a Sarah and a Father Cautry here before the end of the season.
Right?
But
right?
with that,
it's
again,
a great company.
Thank you, Mr. Harold. That was awesome. And again, he got thousands, I think, of requests. And that is why he went on to Cameo, because you guys requested him so much. And keep that up. If there is someone you want to see, you know what, Dana, might even get a Clara if we try hard enough.
Shut your face, because you know I'm tall. I'm ready. I'm ready. I know James has reached out to her for me. Like,
oh,
I want to talk to her.
So you guys never know who Cameo will get. You guys request them, and they get enough requests, they will do their damnedest to get those actors on there for you guys, so you can all have your special message, whether it be birthday, anniversary, whatever it may be, whatever you are celebrating. You can get a special message from your favorite actor. And with that, guys, we are going to dive into the panel, and I'm going to let Dana kind of take it away. And bring my screenshots back up.
So tonight, James and I are going to go back and forth with you guys, asking you guys some questions. But to start off, and it's like, I feel like this is like how we always start off. So it's a new season, and we get to ask this amazing first question. What was your favorite moment from the premiere episode? And since we have a bunch of gentlemen with us, Lizzie, ladies first, because I think the gentlemen will be okay with, ladies first.
I loved that they came right in where they left off. I really, really did. It's kind of hard when your favorite scene is the first scene. I loved the yellow man, asking, when did you come from this time? And then he's speaking to her and she's just gone. And then him taunting Jim as Jim's dying in those beautiful blue eyes. Oh my God. But it was really hard for the rest of it to live up to it. But it's like when you're watching it multiple times, it amps up every single time. But I just loved the opening scenes.
Awesome. It was a great scene. Like, I do agree. I like that they kind of picked up right where they left off, because I know everybody was worried. Are we going to have a time jump? Is there going to be a time jump? Are they? And so I'm glad that they stuck to it, and it's the story continued. So I appreciate that. And what about you, Jerry? What was your favorite moment of the episode?
Well, Lizzie actually beat me directly to it.
Word
for word. No, word for word. Exactly why I like it. Specifically the where that he says to Julie. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. But I had a backup because I was tied scene for scene. And it was the scene where Boyd is breaking down in Colony House. I thought when Ellis hugged him, that was a very strong moment. And it really was genuinely convincing for the first time for me that Boyd was really, really fucked up by everything that's happened.
Yeah.
So it was a tie for me, but I do think there was something very special about, and something interesting about the man in yellow asking where Julie came from this time. Because that could be twofold, right? That could be she's asking where specifically, or like what generation or what loop was this happened. So that was a very interesting way to start it.
Yeah.
Right. And what about you, Doc? What was your favorite moment of the episode?
I think I have everyone else's, where it's the opening scene with the man in yellow. Basically all the scenes with the man in yellow were amazing. I also really liked the scene with her name is slipping from my mind right now. The girl.
Sophia,
at the end when she snuffs out her not dad. And I kind of saw that coming, and I like that she gave that little bit of an explainer, and she was just so creepy. Yeah, there we go.
She was definitely creepy. I will give you that. And what about you, Baby Clay? What was your favorite moment of the episode?
Damn. Put me on the spot, Dana. Fuck.
No, I sent you the questions. No,
You did.
no, no.
You know I'm fucking with you.
I'm Jen,
honestly,
the teacher. I'm the teacher right now.
Honestly,
you were given the work.
Okay, so my favorite part of the show, I ain't gonna lie, I like Jerry's take on it. No pun intended. With the Ellis and Boyd, because that's the first time we actually see Ellis get emotional with Boyd. So that shows the audience that, you know, he's breaking and his son is there to support him no matter what. And I think that was I love that scene. That scene to me is as good as the Victor and Henry moment. You know, when Victor just saw Henry, and I think this is Ellis's first time seeing Boyd like this. You know, he's used to his father being strong, you know, taking leadership over everything. So I think this scene was actually pretty good and underrated. So yeah, this is one of my favorite ones, and I love the Sophia situation we have here. Like, we have a crazy young lady, and when she touched the talisman, I almost had a heart attack. I literally almost had a heart attack, and I'm not going to understand how Kenny is just able to sleep around this person. Like,
because he thinks he's hot.
It's no more sleeping around Sophia. She's trying to bring the talisman down. I would have just immediately been on alert. But yeah, I like those are two of my favorites.
Yeah,
I loved how they showed us that she can touch it.
Yes. That was a reveal in itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
like that was definitely a reveal in itself.
Haven't we seen a monster touch it though too? But they just don't take it down.
Right. Well, in the very first season, I believe episode 1, episode 2, after the family that is attacked with the little girl, Boyd walks in and the talisman is on the ground. That for sure is the only time that they have kind of inferred that the monsters, after they're able to come in, are able to touch the talisman. The other time was but Sarah took it down, and that was her creating that chaos and them thinking the monsters could come in. She took the talisman down after Jade's friend was in the hospital. So the only time I can fully remember, like 100%, is in season 1 after the family, a little girl got attacked, and they found the talisman on the ground because Boyd picked it up and was like, okay, so they can touch it. And then of course we know they can come. If they're already in the space, the talisman has really no effect. And I think they can even probably throw it on the ground. They did that to Boyd with T and Chen, I believe. I know that they were in there and it didn't work on them. I can't remember if they touched it or not.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to like destroy them or like hide them on the players, so to speak. But yeah, I think they can touch them.
I love that you just called them players.
Well, they kind of are. Either they're playing a role or they're playing a role in a game.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And what about you, Mr. James? What was your favorite moment of the episode?
You know, I have to agree. There's a bunch, but I have to agree with the panel so far. The beginning, the end, Boyd and Ellis, and you know, as far as the end goes, I like how it was edited. I thought the revealed itself very cool, from what she was saying to the way it was cutting back and forth between the shots and stuff. It was really good. But you know, I've had just over the time reading stuff, watching stuff, a lot of people have said stuff like, what's the point of Ellis? You know, and I think that scene with Boyd really answers that question full force. Boyd said, you're the reason I'm trying to get out of here. And if that reason is gone, what the hell, you know? And so I think, you know, just this scene really solidifies that relationship and a good purpose for Ellis, because that's Boyd's purpose.
Mm-hmm. And it's strong. Like, after everything, I mean, he had to kill his wife. And the struggle that he must have to live with over that, to prevent his wife from killing his son. Talk about, like, the heartache he must carry with him because of that. Like, could anybody imagine having to be in that have to make that decision?
Don't
Like,
wanna.
I can't. And that's what I love about this show.
I
The
never.
emotional kind of moments that they give you are so powerful. And for a mystery box, horror, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it, the emotion that we get from these characters is, it's what keeps you drawn to the show. And I
It's
think
moments.
right?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead, Terry. Nope, go ahead.
It's moments like Henry and Victor when they were pulling up the bed. It's those little moments where the show gives us heart that I think is the best to that point. I did not mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry.
No. Go ahead.
To that
I
point.
loved that little scene. I loved
Yeah.
it.
We're roommates. We're roommates.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm the
cutest
only
thing
one that
ever.
thought that was sketchy. I'm the only one that thought that was kind of sketchy. I mean,
Why
okay. Well, I'm
sketchy?
sorry. Because okay. When Sophia pulls into town, Victor he starts counting, like he see like something isn't adding up, and in my opinion, I felt like I don't find it weird that he wants to be roommates with his son. I'm not saying that by no means.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is I felt like that should have been done sooner than after someone pulls up into town, and now you guys want to be rooming together. So it's not, I look at it in a weird way. I look at it like they're trying to hide something. Maybe he's about to tell Henry something and he needs him to come in that room. That's just the way I took it. Not sketchy and like, because I love the moment as far as a father and son, with the disappearance of the Kavanaugh family for 30 plus years. But, it just seemed like, why didn't he do it in season 3?
Baby Clay, do you think the counting thing had something to do with that? Like he thinks that, just like Kenny and Boyd talking in the bullet scene, as far as 47 people, maybe Victor recognizes there should have just been one person in that car and there's 2 and he's counting. He's or maybe he's counting Dave. He knows something, the shit's about to go down. So he's like, Dad, come stay with me. Do you think that's kind of how it played out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's
I think
honestly,
they're about to go find
James,
the picture.
you took it right out, right
I'm
up
about to go find the
my
picture
mouth.
with Daddy because he looked like he
So
remembered
I mean,
something.
and I love that. Yeah, he just looks like in this scene he's remembering something. Maybe
Right,
it's
like
a
he
head
did in the
count.
past,
Maybe
where it
it's
was like
how many
Boyd had the
people was just in that
worms.
car.
Like
Right,
there's something about the looks Victor gives right before he divulges
and
some
it just
pictures or drawings.
Right. But what about you, Miss Scarlett? What was your
like, hey
favorite
guys, I got a
part of the
picture. I
episode?
remember now.
Right? Like all of a sudden he's like, wait, I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. Let me go dig up this hole of like memories. And then, oh wait, now I remember I have a sister. Now I remember all these other, it's just
Right.
and that look of like he gave the same look, I believe, to Elgin. He gave kind of like the same look to Boyd. We know they were kind of in the crosshairs of something or another messing with them. So yeah, I was curious if this was going to lead him when he saw her and was whatever he was doing, counting. I don't know what he was doing, but he was looking like something ain't right.
Definitely. But what was your favorite moment, Scarlett, of the episode?
That is a hard one, and you guys have hit on a lot of good ones. So I'm trying to think. I mean, I'll save that for later. The eyeball scene was something.
Yes, please. If we could put that off as long as we possibly can.
Oh, you
I would
want
be
to see
okay with that? No, I don't want to see the eyeball.
Honestly, all the scenes y'all said were probably top scenes, but if I just want to point out one that just for comical purposes, after Kenny starts walking down and Boyd comes, Data was 2 seconds ahead of me when we watched this live, and I heard her gasp. And then I was like, "Oh, that's what you're gasping about." I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like
this was I
tried to
jumped.
get like
I was scared in this moment until I was like, "Okay, it's Boyd. Okay, it's Boyd."
I'm like, "Oh my god, Boyd! What are you trying to give us a heart attack?" And then we get to see Smiley, and I'm like, "If you don't double time your steps, Kenny, up this damn ladder, it's like don't go."
We were like, "Run, Forrest, run!"
So that was kind of comical, even though it was highly scary, and it was God, Smiley is he's mean. But no, that was funny. I did enjoy that.
Yes. Well, I think everybody knows what I'm going to say was my favorite moment
Let me find
of the episode.
Hang on.
And that was our Miss Clara busting
get to the
through the
eyeballs.
door.
I gotta get to the eyeballs.
What are you doing there?
She busted on the eyeballs. Say, hang on, it's like, hang on, I'm gonna find it. Where's she at?
Oh no. But
she in here. Here she is. I found her.
For me, it was Miss Clara busting through the door.
Do you got some ice?
Right? Like, I'm sorry.
Look at that face, Dana. Look at her looking at Elgin, though.
Right? I'm telling you, you guys don't listen to me. I'm telling you, there's something about Clara. And I don't know what it is, but she is just privy to so many moments in the show. And I know I've heard it all. She's just a background character. She knows someone. I don't care. And if I'm wrong, it's okay. It's still fun. But I think there's something more to Miss Clara. And this just added to the...
Clara is like really, really, really something big. Dana, we're not going to be able to contain Dana.
Nope. You will not be able to seal that bottle. You will not be able to hold me back from just screaming it from the rooftop. But if I'm wrong, okay. Like, it's okay. I'm not gonna... It's okay. I will survive. I will make it to the end of From. But I just love following her and watching the moments that she's connected to and wondering if she is something more than just a regular character. I don't think she's the man in yellow. Some people in my comment section have been saying, oh, what if she's the man in yellow? I don't think she's the man in yellow or the man in yellow is her. I think she's something else. Whether she's a guardian, a watcher, somebody who is a story walker to tell the story. She's watching the story play out to tell the story. I don't know what she is, but she just pops up in such important moments that I can't turn my brain off.
Right. Yeah, like regardless of whether she is actually going to be something or not, they definitely put her, especially because of the clothing, she stands out. And the more you kind of pick up on her or notice that she's in scenes, it's almost like the more you notice her too. So, compared to the other background characters, right?
I mean, but who goes to someone's bedroom to get ice? Who goes to someone?
Well, she was coming in there to let them know Fatima was back, but
ice.
Still, it was sus the way she just kind of pops into some of these scenes, or not sus, but just curious. I guess maybe even a better word.
Okay, the Clara sus meter just went up 10,000. Okay,
right. So it's fun, and I'm glad. And I was prepared. I was like, oh, they're probably gonna end up killing her this first episode just to shut me up because I am like screaming about it, and they just gave us another moment, and I'm like, yes, she made it through episode 1.
Vic says, "Who barges in when the door is closed? She has no manners, and she knows me."
Could be, but James, I will now pass.
Well, let me see. I was going to read some stuff. In the chat real quick. Let's see. Ivo says Victor knows too much, man. Indeed, that's the one thing concerning me with the show. They all have different pieces of information, but nobody shares anything to each other. And this episode gave me hope that they're opening the circle up. They kind of brought Christy in a little bit more and some other characters when they kind of were talking to Fatima about what's going on in the town. So hopefully they can just get Victor, get Jay, get a few of our members together, have a proper, meeting. Perhaps then they can share that information that's so pertinent. And then it's going to be hard to get Victor to truly open up, but maybe with his dad, they'll start to open up a little bit better.
I just want to jump in there and say that I think that is one of the bigger, I don't know about problems, but glaring issues with the show so far is characters not getting in a room and talking to one another. And it feels like they do it, but it feels like hopefully this episode is a step in the right direction for that. And we get to see a little bit more. Like, I hope Victor himself opens up because he is literally the source of truth. He's seen everything.
That's what I'm hoping.
I know it's hard to
with
get
his
him to
dad.
remember. Yeah, me
being
too.
here, you know, that he's going to try to open up and remember, especially with the man in yellow photo they showed and him and his dad. Like, they're going to have to, right? You would think at some point, certain ones of these characters, like some of them kind of pair off and tell a little bit of information, but man, if they could get Victor to truly open up about those bits, then maybe they could figure it out.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see. And Robert says, Kotri compared the residents to actors in a play when he was talking to Sarah in the basement and asked what would happen if the actors stayed on the stage after the play finished. That is interesting. And again, because the way the Man in Yellow is kind of talking now about this being a story, it is almost as if, is it the never-ending story for him, or is there a cutoff? And if you are still here, you know, if you don't make it out, do you actually get to make it out? That is, I'm not sure. You guys have any thoughts? It's a random kind of question. I mean, it's an interesting question though to think about because
I mean, yeah, for sure. I was just
trying to think of how this place is.
Add to the question.
Sophia,
it seems as though it's a pattern with everyone has a part to play. This is a story. We see Ethan say it a couple times in season 1. And now we have Sophia basically just repeating everything Ethan has already said. This is a quest. This is a story. People has specific parts. Victor is out doing his part. Jim had to do their part, putting the radio tower up. So I mean, when I mean, I wouldn't say it's far, a stretch that they have similarities with storytelling and also a play. Maybe that's a metaphor or it's put in there subliminally because I mean, Sophia this is my favorite part. You did your part in the story. Why is the story reference keep coming up? So I mean, it's not a stretch.
I think there's something interesting to that point that's been a recurring thing, especially in the earlier seasons in the Flight of the Cromanocle. They keep talking about for a while, Ethan was talking about it very, very aggressively. And I feel like the secrets are there and they're just not like talked about. And if Ethan's like, oh, I got to look at the Cromanocle, I feel like that would be like, okay, like maybe there's some truth there. I don't know. The only reason I say that is I find it interesting that they made that book just for the show. And they talked about it so aggressively earlier on, and even up to the point where Julie was a story walker. Like, I feel like that's such a guide. I don't know.
Yeah, the story influence now is this episode in particular. I will say, as we go through, there's going to be several things that have been themes throughout the seasons that I feel like they're kind of confirming in their language in this episode. The 4-7, the story, the way she talks here in a minute to, or before this with Kenny and the prayer that she gives, and the John 1:5 talking about light and dark. It's again referring back to that light and dark places. Yes, it's told a different way in the Bible, but it's still, if you kind of read what that verse is about, it's talking about this light and dark places and how it overcomes it. So those kind of themes, and I think there's a few other ones, but those are ones off the top of my head I can think of. They have almost confirmed a lot of that stuff in this episode.
Yeah.
In the dialogue, which to me is crazy because we've all kind of thought of these things, right? And we've tracked them and thought, well, are we crazy? Are these just kind of things they're putting out there just to make us go crazy theory crafting? They've done things with Randall talking about experiments and Jim, government experiments. So we didn't know which one of these threads to follow. But those things now with the Man in Yellow or Sophia saying some of this stuff is crazy. Boyd talking about the number of people in town 4-7. That is not a coincidence anymore. That is not just a passing phrase. That seems very much so guiding us now to where we need to be, confirming which threads are the ones we need to follow. Like Jade was he had all these threads and he was going crazy trying to figure out what is real, what is not real, what to follow. And they're confirming it for us now a little bit, or at least I feel that way.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a few other comments real quick. The Thrifty Typewriter says, did the Man in Yellow know about the talismans? Sophia, Man in Yellow seem to be learning about them for the first time. And yeah, that is curious. Because I think the Man in Yellow might be Martin. So I would say no, because Boyd showed Martin the talismans when he was in the dungeon. But if the man in yellow is not Martin, then I don't know.
I would say that he was just playing the part of Sophia. I mean, surely the man in yellow knows about the talismans. I mean, the monsters and the man in yellow seems to know shit they shouldn't be able to know. So the talismans is something they should be able to know. And the monsters seem to know about the talismans. Like when Randall interacted with them, they're like, oh, it don't work that way. And that kind of thing. I was going to throw a question real quick, if I can, to Dana Marie, because of something Green Spider said. And I don't know if you were about to get to that comment, Scarlett, or
this
not.
one right here.
What if Clara, you know how the man in yellow said, I can't present myself as man in yellow to the town, so I'm going to have to turn into Sophia, right? And so he turned into Sophia. Well, what if the boy in white can't present himself as himself to the town? So he turned into Clara.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
Ooh.
Like I've heard, is Clara Eloise? Is Clara the boy in white? You know, is Clara the man in yellow? You know, is Clara just the witch archetype that we've seen in some of the paintings down in Miranda's basement? You know, there's so many possibilities, and when I'm leaning more towards a guardian, a third type of party, because again, my brain goes back to Lost, and we had Jacob, we had the man in black, and we had the mother. I think Clara is more like a mother figure. Like she is somebody who might just be a guardian of the place itself, or the person who keeps stuff contained. So I don't know if she's
Claro's social meter just went up 10,000.
Right, but it is a possibility that if we're talking shape-shifting, you know, anything's on the table. But I personally think she is a third type of archetype within this place, and she can't direct. If there's rules, she might still have to follow rules, so she can't necessarily get involved the way she wants to get involved. So she's got to kind of do these things on the outskirts to, you know, be able to kind of help them, because you have to also think, okay, even though, well, if she wants to help them get out of here, she might not be able to. You know, that might not be something she's able to do. So it's like, I don't know, and that's what makes it so much fun. I can't wait to see if we're going to get something from her, but you never know, she could be.
Right. But she's definitely worth watching. And we were actually talking in Discord earlier today, kind of trying to track the man in yellow and some of his bits and how his powers may work. Like we're kind of getting a glimpse into what his powers may be. And then thinking back to season 1, you know, like, okay, so what more can he do? Like, does he have to touch them to cause a seizure? Are all the seizures him? Can he if he was popping around and causing all these things without being in a physical form is that we know of, right? Because we don't know if he was in another physical form. Can he pop into more than one physical form? I would say no, but again, with them showing us just a little glimpse into what he can do, I am curious to see what background character. Baby Clay, we were talking about that. We want to go back and look at the bus and see if there was any characters in particular that might seem sus to us, that were even in the dialogue of what they said. Does it, you know, come back to maybe, like, for instance, Baka? We didn't see her, I don't think, and I got to go back and double check, but I don't think we saw her at all in this episode.
Nope.
So where did she go?
No,
now,
she
again,
wasn't in
she
it.
could pop up in the next episode, and then there goes, okay, maybe that was the man in yellow coming in on the bus is Baka, which would be very, like, oh my God, that would, you know, she's the one carrying all of these victims in, you know, as he does, he's casting these roles. So we were kind of going over that a little bit, just brainstorming, thinking, so Clara could be anything. They have opened it up now for all sorts of sus characters.
You know, if he was Baka, that would mean he was in the real world at one point.
Well,
right?
I mean, the boy
Clara,
in white.
Clara, we don't know her
possibly,
background. You know,
that's true, but we don't know. The boy in white was possibly in the real world.
You know, but if you really think about what happened in this episode, the man in yellow grabbed a suitcase and the stuff was in it that needed to be in it or was already in it, whatever, and turned into a preacher's daughter. he had to know a preacher was coming into town, or he had to arrange that. You know, who caused the tree in the road? Was it the man in yellow saying, okay, now's my time to go into town. I need to be a preacher's daughter. Let me bring a preacher in, you know, that kind of thing. So it gets deep no matter how you look at it.
Right. I think that he was the best option that was driving. I mean, not necessarily in that area because they just end up there, but I do agree that he orchestrated the preacher coming to the tree and then picking Sophia up, being a sympathetic character that he would pick her up.
And I feel it's a personal attack because he took him from Alabama. That's my state. How dare he? The personal attack on my people. No, I'm just kidding.
What I find a little bit funny is that he laughed. Like, I find it funny that he laughed when he opened the suitcase as if to insinuate that someone else put that there. Maybe he did it, but I find it really interesting that his reaction was excitement, and then later in the episode he laughs at the reveal of the clothes and what those clothes are. Like, as if someone else planned that for him. I found that interesting.
That's like saying someone's above him, and I don't know that anyone is above him.
I don't know that I'm saying someone's above him, but I feel like it's possible that someone's parallel to him, or there are other forms of, if he is like a decision maker.
Yeah.
Like another form of a decision maker of some kind.
You're saying he had a helper, even possibly like Kimono Lady, or, you know, something like that kind of
Well,
thing.
we know it's not just the monsters. So.
You know, to me, the smile was, oh, I finally get to play this part. Yay.
Could have been that too. Yeah.
You know, kind of playing off of him saying, this is my favorite part.
Yeah.
Where
this will be fun.
Yes. Well, James, what is our next question? Because I know I think we have one on the suitcase, right, Dana?
Yes, we do.
Because I don't want to get too far into that, because there are going to
we got a bunch of questions.
I know there's some bits we'll talk about with that to kind of dive in further with him.
Right.
Go for it,
All
James.
Right. So I just want to say a big shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for showing up tonight and watching, and definitely check out these guys' channels, Everything Broke Down, Kaiju, Lizzie's channel, Jerry's channel. And hey, every time you throw out a theory panel, take a look over there at Jerry and see if he's smiling, because you could be right. Just saying.
I know, right? That's what I was going to say.
Don't do it, Jerry. Don't do it, Jerry.
Look, I wasn't going to say it, but I thought that. Because, like, you have no idea, James. That's what I do to Dana when we do D&D. I look at her for when I'm asking questions to see if I was, like, on the right track with shit. I'm like,
look, I like to play poker, all right?
It's hard, right? It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
They try to read your facial expressions, and you're trying not to, like, so you got to be stone faced. Like,
I've been very self-conscious of that. I'm not gonna lie,
man. I give you props, dude. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it. I would have to excuse myself, you know.
Yep.
So I give you props. All right. The second question is the opposite of the first one. What is your least favorite part of the episode? And we'll start with Lizzie again. What do you think, Lizzie?
I think it's just sentimental that I just hated Jim dying. I don't think I have a bigger reason than that. I know it's not deep. It's just it just made me very sad that was the end of Jim for right now. And that he went out like that you know, he was someone that was just trying to protect his family and ended up in that situation. That was like the last thing he was thinking was going to happen. I mean, whoever thinks that a man in yellow is going to show up?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, especially after the news he just got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for the kids. Yeah. That was something. Those last 3 scenes of last season were magnificent.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Doc. What about you, Doc? Least favorite part of the episode?
My least favorite part was probably when Tabitha was kind of just hushing the kids about, you know, Jim not being back. I could tell that she was concerned too, but I just felt like I mean, it was good writing, but I mean, it just annoyed me because obviously Jim had been in danger and offed, and yeah. So I don't know. I think that was my least favorite. It was hard to pick because so many of the scenes were good. I had to just kind of find one that annoyed me slightly.
Yeah. This episode was good. It is hard to find one, I think. What about you, Baby Clay? Least favorite?
I hope y'all ready for this ride, because I got one thing that I didn't like, but it's going to be long. I didn't understand why they were so quick to trust Sophia when she didn't even loop around the town. She didn't loop around the town at all. They was just like, oh my God, come here. They didn't have to lay the spikes down. They was she just came through one time. Well, I mean, of course she just came through one time because she crashed. But that should have been the first sign. When she crashed immediately into Boyd's office, that should have been the first sign that something isn't right with this young lady.
Yeah.
So
they tried to explain it with the, thing that happened with the dad. He had a seizure or whatever may have happened. So that's the way they tried to explain it.
Because I mean, that's why they have the spikes, because people were looping around the town. And here comes Sophia, and she just immediately crashes in the boys. They should have put her immediately in the box. I'm sorry.
I think that she presented as such an incredibly sympathetic character that these people couldn't imagine her not being who she says she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, it's she's such a. I think that was a shock to a lot of people, a lot of Fremley fans, when that happened, when it played out. Her being the man in yellow for sure. Jerry, what do you think? Your least favorite?
Easy, Elgin's eye. I don't like that stuff. I don't like that stuff. No.
I closed my eyes.
I forgot about that. I blacked it out.
No, thank you.
So you're saying you couldn't be an EMT?
Here? Oh, God,
right here.
Oh, God.
That part right there. Come on,
Scarlett.
All right, there's Christy.
Oh, no.
You were just waiting for that, weren't you? You were just waiting to do that.
Yes, we're waiting for that.
Wait, look, it's on.
That face is me right now. Oh,
I got the spray action.
No.
That shit out. Got the mist.
Oh, God.
Well, you can't even see the eye. This is not even scary anymore. This show.
Hey, look. Elgin got a tough face. He has a tough face.
Look, that was the stuff to numb him. I think this was the numbing agent. It's slightly numbed.
I mean, but still. He was laying down, and he was just laying down.
We got the mist and everything. We got all the particles.
When they first took that
look
towel,
at there you go.
When they first took the towel off of his face, the first thing that came to my mind was the guy from the Goonies. I was like, oh my God, he looks like the guy from the Goonies. She fucked him up. I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I mean, that was even better. Well, I took the screenshots. I got to show them.
How can someone lay down?
There. How about that one? Back shot. There you go.
I knew I shouldn't have freaking said that.
I was waiting. Hey man, I took my time on them screenshots. It was beautiful.
They look good.
She got all those screenshots on purpose. What about you, Dana? What about you, Dana? Least favorite?
Well, besides the eyeball stuff, which I definitely agree was not my favorite part at all, I did not like the way Jade was looking at Tabitha. That really bothered me. Like, I was like, okay, dude, relax. Like, and like
no.
I don't know. I did not like the googly eyes. I was just like, I'm watching you, Jade.
I think it was more of a just, I don't know. Like, do you realize that we've been a lot, reincarnated for centuries, and we're the parents of the kids?
Okay, maybe, but I just didn't like it. I was like, take a couple steps back, breathe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I didn't like the googly eyes.
I think he just went someplace that he never expected to go as Jade, because Jade is a tech wizard, and that's
Right.
very black and white. And here is something that is squishy, like time travel. Like, he wasn't trying to build a machine when he was working in his business for time travel. That was impossible. But when this was revealed and he saw the proof, I think he was so struck by it. He did come across as like, bow chicka bow bow about, her, about Tabitha, but
Right.
it came across that way. But I don't think that that was the intention. I think it was just like, can you believe who we were and what our role is? What are we supposed to do here?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Could be. So I was just like, okay, keep it in your pants.
It's
Yeah.
funny. What
Well,
about you, Scarlett? What about you, Scarlett?
Now it's hard to choose because I think y'all covered pretty much all of the moments that would have been least favored, because I can't think of anything else. And even those moments for me, I didn't necessarily dislike. So I'm sitting here honestly, this is probably one of the only episodes I can think in a long time where I can't truly think of a moment I didn't enjoy. That is probably the hardest question of the night. No, I can think. I'm sitting here. I guess I just because I don't like her, but that's not because I didn't like the scene. But she's gonna come around eventually. They need to throw her out in the woods like they did Randall a little bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe she'll come around a little bit better.
To be honest, she's probably the character I would be if I went to From, because it's like my mind would break. I wouldn't accept it. I would want to call everybody monsters and what the hell are you doing and question everything. I would like to think I would be a Boyd, but I would probably be Acosta.
Yeah, and I understand where her character's coming from, because even with this, she's not fully aware of everything that's going on. Donna told her when they were out looking for Fatima, hey, when we get back and we settle, we'll have a conversation. I don't think they've had a chance to really have that yet, right? Because all that stuff happened with Elgin. So all she knows is that, hey, y'all just went up here and like tortured this dude for a little bit of information, not realizing, I think that she even know that Elgin like kidnapped Fatima and everything that was going on. Her awareness, I think, is still not fully there. Plus, she does have, I think it was Doug or some folks talking about how like she is a police officer, so she's her character already has this sort of programming on how to think and deal with certain situations. So it hasn't hit to her yet how supernatural I think this place is. Randall had a hard time. She did get to see a little bit when she first came in, but so much of that was a shock. I still think it has not hit her yet how bad and how deep this place is fucking with everybody. Like, she's seeing Boyd as a monster. She has no idea what he's done for the town and what this place has put them through. So that kind of concerns me, because we get her also with the radio. So this place is trying to connect to her now as well. And with the man in yellow fucking around, I can only imagine how he will use her as division amongst the group as they've kind of displayed it. But yeah, I kind of don't dig her character, but then again, they usually all come around. So maybe I'll end up liking her somewhere down the way. But that is for me. And I know Miss Vic said her
Well,
least.
you're late because I already love Acosta.
I'll come around eventually. I had to come around to Jim as well. It took me till his death for me to enjoy Jim. It happens.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vic says my least, how long it took them to get Sophia out the chair, just pull the chair down. You're talking about when she was in the car, like, yeah, pulling the seat back.
It was slow. It's a little bit slow.
A little bit. Let's see. Any of you guys in the chat, what were some of your least favorite moments, if any? Because again, that was hard for me to even try to think of one. So, but yeah, that's my least favorite if I had to choose.
Can I go back to the talisman question? I feel like the man in yellow when or Sophia was kind of like, so I feel like he's delighting in all of this, and he's got like this twisted sense of humor. So I feel like he was almost like mocking them and mocking Kenny when inquiring about the talisman, but even though like she/he is the only one that gets the joke. And I kind of feel like it was the same when he was opening up the briefcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Like he gets his own
agree.
humor.
I agree.
Let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah, definitely. Because obviously he's aware of what he's doing. I mean, once it's revealed what Sophia is and how she's talking to the pastor and stuff for the preacher, like, yeah, no, he seems to enjoy these moments and the way he's laughing and smiling at Jim and stuff. Yeah, no, there's a dark humor there. Let's see. VB Morris says, could the man in yellow be Loki? And yeah, I've heard that. It is definitely a possibility if we're going to compare it to like a kind of god. I don't know if he's going to actually be Loki, the actual Loki god in lore and myth, but I could definitely see him being a trickster god like Loki.
An archetype of it.
Right. I could definitely see that. What do you guys think? Could he be like a Loki type character or even Loki himself?
I don't know if he'd be Loki per se. I don't think they're going to pull directly from like exact myth or lore or legend.
Right.
I mean, they could, but I think they're going to make it their own. If when his full backstory comes to be, whether he was human when he got here, whether he is something more, I think they are going to make it all, but they're pulling inspiration from those kind of gods and myths, and because we see it with other stuff, we see it with the crows, all the one-eye references, even the talismans are definitely pulled from, you know, pagan sort of mythology and protection stones and all of that stuff, and that's big in witchcraft. Even to this day in Wicca, we use, you know, ruins for protection and everything of that nature. So I definitely think they're pulling inspiration from a lot of different places, but they're creating their own from it. They're creating their own in-story mytho.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to be Loki per se, but I think he's going to be Loki-esque. Somebody who kind of is that sort of trickster, likes to mess with people.
The man in yellow does seem like he's has humor about him, kind of like a Loki character would.
Yeah,
Can I
like he
ask
would find himself funny.
Can I ask a stupid question? What is Loki? I'm
He
not
is a
familiar
Norse.
with the lore.
He is a Norse god. I believe Odin took him in, so to speak.
He's the stepbrother to Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So think even Marvel.
Thor's stepbrother. Yep.
Yeah.
He steals a Tesseract.
He's a trickster god, so meaning he likes to he can shapeshift.
But he's like an elven. He's from like an elven planet or something, like dark elven planet, or
Yeah.
something like that. An ice sort of planet. It's a big god in Norse mythology. So
he finds humor and misery.
tends to be trickstery, shapeshifts. And then of course I don't know if you got any other, because there's a difference between the Marvel lore and the actual mythos of Norse.
I guess there is like a little bit of overlap too, because he's kind of like he's a hybrid, right, of the giants and the Aesir.
Yeah, like I said, I guess it depends on it. Like, 'cause I don't know if it changes with the Marvel
giants of the ice giants
variations as opposed to the actual Norse mythos.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about Marvel in this case.
Well, some people like if they don't know like the actual Norse
I
outside of
think
like Marvel, because it kind of mimics to a degree, but not fully.
Right.
Yeah,
makes sense.
But I thought in the real Norse mythology, he was actually the full brother of Thor. I thought
that's what I couldn't remember.
In Marvel, I think
I ain't gonna lie, Marvel messed up my brain when it came to the Norse
real one,
mythos, because they related it so closely, but changed my certain details. Like
I'm pretty
Thor, he doesn't technically have golden hair or blonde hair. I believe he has red hair in Norse mythos.
Right.
And in Norse mythos, I think he's Odin's maybe I don't think he's a half brother. I think he considers him
He
like
might might actually be a full blood. See, that's what I couldn't remember, depending on like which lore you go, because Marvel kind of, I mean, and some people would go with that because this is the TV show could be using any sort of archetype character that they choose to go with these things. But that Norse mythology was something that was very heavily looked into. Like, I know when I came in season 2, we were looking at it really heavy over there in Jeremy's Discord. The Odin, the symbols on the talismans and stuff like that, the ruins, all that kind of stuff mimicked a lot of sort of Norse and some of those older ancient mythos and stuff like that.
Yes.
Let's see. I was gonna see. I know Robert had something in the chat too. I was gonna look at. I think there is no doubt that the writers will incorporate the soap opera melodrama of Jade and Tabitha's past love life. I guarantee it. And yeah, I hope they get and show us more if that is a true storyline and not this place just messing with Jade and Tabitha, which I believe that one is still true. It's hard to tell now, but that we will get more backstory on the two of them if they were settlers in the town or the original settlement. So yeah, I definitely hope we get to see some of those bits.
Right.
I'm so naive. It never occurred to me that the town could be playing a trick on Jade and Tabitha.
Yeah, it's very much, you know,
Yeah.
that whole thing could just be BS.
Yeah, it absolutely could.
That's why I sympathize a little bit with Tabitha, and I feel like in my comment section, a lot of people have said how much they didn't like Tabitha when she talked to Jade in this episode, like kind of regressing. But I think
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense. I mean, she just processed that she could be this. And as she walked away in season 3, episode 10, she walks away saying she needs to take a moment to think this all through.
Yeah.
We pick up right where that
Right.
left off, where she thought it all through. Crazy reveal. Then she has to think, and she's thinking about her kids. She's thinking about Sarah. She's thinking about all that. It's annoying to watch, but I honestly think it makes sense. It's not too far off for me to think that she would regress a little bit, or at least one of them would.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. The thrifty typewriter says, I don't think if I doubled over on your comments, I'm sorry, but I don't think I got to this one yet. I was happy with the reveal at the end, and they didn't wait until another 4 or 5 episodes. Raised the stakes quite a bit by revealing it early. Indeed. Yeah, this sets up a hell of a season, which I know a lot of the cast were talking preseason about how revealing, how crazy, how, just out of the box this season was going to be. And boy, did they deliver on the first episode, which was about 50% of the trailer or more,
Yeah.
give or take. Like, I haven't fully compared the scenes, but it looks like most of that trailer was episode 1.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
crazy to think of all the stuff that we thought might be stretched out within like 4 episodes, how much of that was actually in the first episode.
So
yeah,
what are
and
they
I think we
trying
even
to
talked
do?
about it, right? Like we even said, if we get everything from the trailer between episode 1 and episode 2, we know nothing about the season.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
like
that's
they
genius.
compacted it, and kudos to the person who did the trailer, because you definitely got us. You definitely, because like I'm thinking, okay, we're at this part, probably maybe episode 6 or 5 or even 4, and now it's like, no, I think we're gonna get everything from the trailer, and then they have nothing's been revealed from that point on. That's
feel
hard
like-
to do.
I agree. I feel like this season is going to have a really fast pace. I mean, this episode is really good. If anyone's seen the trailer for the next episode, that one looks like it's going to be even more intense. And then I was watching an interview with Nathan, who plays Elgin, earlier, and he says that episode 3 is where everything really kicks off. And I'm like, whoa. And then he says, but episode 4 or 5 is probably his favorite. And so I'm like, wow, this season is just going to be crazy. So I'm so pumped.
Right? But if you guys are ready, Scarlett, I
ma'am.
will move on to the next question. And I think this kind of goes to like I would say was the biggest reveal of the episode. What did you guys think when it was revealed that the man in yellow was Sophia? Like, what was your first initial kind of holy, like, were your jaw dropping? Were you like, I knew it? Were you like, didn't see that coming? What was your like initial reaction? We'll start with you again, Lizzie. What was like your first when you watched it? Like, holy crap.
It didn't surprise me. Given the nature of the yellow man, to me, he just seems like God, like the circus barker. In a way, like promise you anything, but you never get what you think you're going to get. And it just didn't surprise me that he had a bag of tricks and that he can shift. I mean, and I don't say that in that the show let me down at all. I loved the transition from him to her. I'm I'm not. I get why he became that particular character. I'm not sure I like it though.
Okay. And I mean, yeah, I believe me, I get it. Because like I hope she doesn't take away from Doug. Like I hope
That's
this
the thing.
doesn't like take away from us getting more of Doug.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's
Totally
the very
agree.
thing. I don't. The Yellow Man is so exciting to me that I just don't want to get ripped off by not having him. I mean, she's interesting and diabolical because it really is him, but I'm more interested in seeing him right now.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. I feel like he's almost like the new tall man from Phantasm or that Reverend guy from Poltergeist.
Yep.
Yeah. I just, I think, Doug has been at this game for a really long time. And what I think and what I'm excited about is that this could be his moment. And I don't want to see him get ripped off. That's just
Fair
on
enough.
a personal side.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I get even getting to know him now and having our interactions with him, that would suck. That would suck.
The interesting thing is that I just moved in January. I moved from Atlanta back up to Boston. And I talked to Doug on the phone for or just through Instagram for 3 hours of that trip. We just talked about for 3 hours. It was just so random. So, I don't know. It's just a little bit more, I think, for me. It's not just, the guy on the show.
Yeah. I totally understand that. And what about you, Doc? What was your initial reaction seeing the Man in Yellow Sophia reveal?
Well, I think it seemed pretty obvious once the episode started, and especially when they didn't show all of so when the pastor got to the tree, they show him getting out. They don't show the rest of they don't show what's her face, Sophia. They don't show the crows. It's like, okay, something's going on here. And then they didn't show all of the transformation scene right away. They didn't show Sophia right away too. It was just, I was like, all right, so they're gonna do a flashback and show more of the pastor's arrival and more of the transformation scene, and that's when we're gonna get the reveal. And so it seemed very obvious to me, but it was gratifying at the same time because it's it gives you that little bit of oh, maybe I know something that other people don't know, and they do that to encourage the audience, make the audience feel good when they're watching it, and it achieved that for me. So I enjoyed it, I liked it, but I saw it coming.
Okay, interesting. And what about you, Jerry? When your first thoughts when you saw that?
I screamed in my bed because I watched it late. I was like, "Oh shit!" I freaked the fuck out. But I can't express in words how much I agree with Lizzie about that, because I feel like when I had this initial moment where I was extremely excited and blown away, but then right after when the credits rolled, I was like, "Wait, but that kind of sucks." And I have I'm making a video. It's coming out tomorrow all about this topic. I think we were sold this big, beady-eyed, creepy, big persona that was this Man in Yellow. And it almost, not that it is, but it almost feels like a cop-out that in the first episode, he's gone. Not that it is, because honestly, and I make this point in the video I'm making tomorrow, the idea of there being an imposter and it being Sophia is a stronger idea than the Man in Yellow. In my opinion, it's a stronger idea, but the character of the Man in Yellow is the strongest thing the show's ever done. So to me, it's a very weird mixed sword. But I'm excited about, I was in the moment, I was freaking the fuck out about what that means for the story.
I do think that we're going to see him again, though, because when he says, when he sees Julie and asks, where are you coming from? When are you coming from this time? Oh, and he says, we have to stop meeting this way.
What the heck? Sorry.
It's all good. At least it wasn't the Godzilla
I
theme
was-
coming from my phone.
Right? I was just like, okay, what
I don't know what that is.
We deal with
Oh
tech
my
stuff.
God. Sorry.
We
I'm
deal with
looking
tech
for
stuff.
something.
It's okay. You're fitting in perfectly.
Right, these files just make everything more entertaining.
Like, you're fitting it perfectly.
Oh
If
my
it's not
God.
one thing, it's another here and
Yeah.
everything.
But, yeah, I think we'll see Doug again in flashbacks if he doesn't appear again as the Man in Yellow himself. We do also see Victor pulling out the image of the Man in Yellow. So I think we're going to have to see some of that. We also have not seen the origins of the Man in Yellow, whether it was someone that came into town
True.
that the entities take, or that the sorcerer, whatever you want to call him, is taking the shape of. We don't know if he is the origin, if that's like his original form. These are all things that we still have to be told and figure out. So I feel like they have to bring Doug back in some way, besides the fact that he's become iconic. There
That's
was an
it.
interview
Yeah.
that I think suggested that he's going to be like the big bad for the show too, but I don't know how legit that was.
When the first time that I talked to Doug, well, when Alex and I talked to Doug, we could not stress it enough. And we used that word iconic. That suit, his stature, his everything about him, that is the villain, like the scariest villain ever.
Yep.
Junkyard, that's what it is.
gonna be
Junkyard.
interesting. It's going to be interesting to how his story plays out and whether he there is somebody above him, but we will get into that later down the line. But he's just, don't mess with our Doug. Like, the
Yeah.
fandom is going to be behind Doug, so it's
Yeah.
like, don't mess with our Doug.
Yep.
Like, but what
They
about
keep-
you, James? What was your initial reaction? I know you got mine and Scarlett's, but you had to be muted, so we didn't get to hear if you did a what the fuck? What was that? Holy shit. What was your initial reaction as you were watching?
Yeah. I mean, I think that was, had to be like 99% of the viewers' reaction. Like, what the fuck? Just because I know it was thrown out there. I had that theory. So many different people had the theory that the Man in Yellow was Sophia, but like me, a lot of people even changed theories over time. I said, no, maybe he's the spider. But the reveal when it actually happened, I was like, oh, everybody else, WTF,
Yeah.
1,000 question marks. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Right? So
Because it plays into, if he was the spider, that would be one thing, right? But because he's a human, because he's Sophia, because he changed to a girl, that opens up so many more things to a lot of other people's theories. Like even Scarlett, it could be, is it Cautry? Is it Martin? Is it the bartender? Is it Clara? There's just, it opens it up to so many other options. So it's cool. It's cool.
Right? It is. I can't wait to see where the story goes. And what about you, Baby Clay? What was your, I know you were oh my God and in the chat as we were watching.
Y'all ever seen Fairly Odd Parents? And y'all
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
Mr.
I
Parker when he was
remember.
like, yeah, Fairly Odd Parents. Every 5 minutes. I was saying that last night, and I was like, just like Boy and White. It just is. I don't know what to think about his powers, about where he draws it from, if he has to see someone to actually shapeshift into him. So it's just like, it's very interesting. I really hope they don't take Doug away from us, by the way, because like y'all said, he is a very iconic character. With as little scenes as he's had, he's iconic already. So I can't picture them just dropping, the Man in Yellow persona away just like that. If they want to piss a lot of people off. But yeah, I was just thinking this whole entire time, like Jerry was saying, like, oh my God, Boy and White. That's all I kept saying the whole time. Jumping up and down my bed.
Right? You never know. It's all game at this point.
Right,
It's
right.
all fair game at this point until they tell us otherwise. Man in Yellow could have been anyone at any moment. We don't know. But I know, Scarlett, for me and you, we pretty much reacted the same. watching
Right.
it. We
Well,
were
'cause
like,
the
what?
reveal
What?
itself is crazy, and what she says, what he says to Jim at the beginning, and we kind of get him getting to the box or the suitcase, and then later the big reveal with him, and so as being Sophia, and as Sophia's kind of talking and telling these things, it's just like, holy shit. Like, how far back have you, like, I don't know, there was something to me that was kind of mind-blowing about it. Like, not even the fact that he just shapeshifted into Sophia, but it was just how he got into town so seemingly Leslie, I can't word. The way that Sophia carried herself leading up to that moment, the way she prayed with Kenny, the specific prayer, or not even prayer, but specific thing or verse, Bible verse that she said prior to that to him before they prayed, calling back to the light and dark places and stuff like that. All of those things were so captivating to me that it was just, by the time we got to the reveal, I was already like, holy shit, this is going to be great. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome, because now it opens up so many more avenues of theory crafting while answering questions and stuff a little bit. So it's fun. I love that. 10 out of 10. I enjoyed it.
Right?
What about you? I know you enjoyed it, Dana.
It was fun. It was great. I was like, all I could think to myself was James was right. James was right.
Right.
He picked her up off the side of the road. I was just like, and we were talking about what would be a crazy theory, what would be something out there. And James was like, he could have picked her up on the side of the friggin' road. Like, what if it's the man in yellow? So I was just like, oh, James.
Right. And I am sad that it means that we may not get a lot of Doug, although I'm hoping with them having the suit later we see back in the trailer at the police station / post office, that maybe she'll have a way to get her hands on it, or even that we'll just see her shapeshift into something else. I don't know. I'm hoping that somehow it'll work back into him this season, but it is kind of sad to think, okay, this may be all we get of him, at least for a good couple episodes. But we'll have to wait and see, because I mean, I'm scared for Victor now, because if Victor starts talking with Sophia running around, I don't know, that's not too good for most of our characters here, the knowledge that's going to be spilled.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's see, we got a few things in the chat. Robert says, it seems like lazy writing. Why introduce a character who seemingly has unlimited superpower and can violate every single rule established over 3 seasons? A complete paradigm shift. And I mean, I get it. It is kind of feels like, well, okay, now that and we don't know what those powers are, but and I can see why some folks would be upset with that. But I'm hoping that it's going to, again, the way Sophia talked about the parts that come next, and even the man in yellow before changing into Sophia talked about that as well, that we're going to get this sort of darker character, because it is creepy to see a young girl, as Boyd says, around 15, 16 years old, that's going to be playing the part of something possibly so evil, and it's, again, packaged in something so innocent, which they do that often here, right? All this innocence is kind of packaged up only to show horrors, right? The town, it seemed innocent people, just like some old town out of Pleasantville, only to be horrific. The music box, something out of a child's memory, right? Or something a child would hold dear with the ballerina on it, turned sinister. That is, again, another one of them themes. So, I mean, but I understand, Robert, where you're coming from. And let's see, VB Morris says, the physical transformation was well done. I think with the story jumping, we will see him again. Nice. I definitely hope so. Green Spider says he mentioned meeting up with Julie at other times, so I'm hoping we get more Doug. Yeah, that is true. I didn't even really consider that with Julie going back and forth. So we may get him in some sort of other time period.
Do you think that one of those times that Julie's going to be able to save Jim?
I don't know. I'm curious. The way Ethan and the man in yellow have said it, they seemingly make you believe as if things are set in stone. Whatever she can do was already going to happen. She's not changing anything. She's following the path that she was already set. But I am curious if she doesn't learn, if she doesn't get better at it, and maybe she does change something.
But I'm thinking that the whole purpose of this place is to fix the wrong. So I think that it's possible if she can figure out what she needs to do and time jump into the right place at the right time. I think she holds a key to healing this place.
Possibly. Yeah, because I've been curious to see how they're going to resolve whatever the story, this loop. I mean, pre this season, I'm just assuming, okay, and Kui was the key. Not only do Tabitha and Jay need to fully remember what happened, but maybe even the monsters. Like everybody's got to kind of be, the whole story's got to be revealed so they can kind of account, and the souls and all these things can be kind of appeased or what have you, maybe, or somehow that would break the pact with the man in yellow. Something along those lines. But now I'm not really sure. The way he's talking about this story and stuff like that, as if he's enjoying these moments and things. It does. And then now Tabitha's even calling into question the story with the children. Like, how are we ever really supposed to save the town and get out of here? Yeah, like we know what the children are now. We understand a good bit of the story, and yet how do we save the children? How do we appease the spirits? If it's even real, if that was even real to begin with, right? Like this wasn't just plaguing on them to begin with. We know there are some dreams and things that are plagued on them, so it's definitely causing the chaos that he wants. But I am curious to see how they're going to wrap up the story season 5 and actually be able to, like, what is the real story here? What is the truth behind it all that it needs to be revealed or fixed or whatever it is in order for our characters to escape, if that's even a possibility at this point.
What if they can't? What if they don't ever fix it and that's how it ends?
Right.
I don't want
so many possibilities.
Listen, as long I would take that over a simulation. I would take that over aliens. So I'd be okay with that ending because there's still worse endings it could be.
Yeah.
Right. And welcome everyone who has joined us in the chat. All you guys hanging out with us tonight. See, West of Westeros says he said he doesn't get to meet, talking about Doug, doesn't get to meet many of the actors, which makes me sad. So that means he's far and few in between this season. And yeah, that is, he has very open about that. So that is probably a clue that maybe he may not be in as many scenes as we would like this season.
That's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily how set works. Because it costs so much money to call actors in, to arrange all the equipment, to have, any kind of special effects or anything like that. His scenes may be more solitary than the others, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to see him a lot. So don't be discouraged by that. Like I work, well, I did.
That is a good point.
Yeah, especially because if it's flashbacks, he wouldn't be with any of the main characters anyway.
Exactly.
It would be,
that's true.
It would be other characters. So
I
good point.
spent 12 years on set. Like this is not something to read too deeply into.
Okay. Well, and say it is good to have someone like you on here that does have that knowledge, that sort of insight into a set like that, because we would just assume as much, right? We wouldn't know any different.
Yeah.
So that is a good
mentioned too.
Go ahead, Doc.
He had mentioned too that John and them were intentionally keeping him away from the rest of the cast for the shooting, because they wanted the cast to be able to react more to him as if he is a threat and not become too friendly with him on the set. So, and the way that they do filming too, they don't necessarily have him in the scene with the people if they're not showing him like in the scene with the people. So if they're just showing him talking but don't show him like actually in the panel with the other actor, that doesn't necessarily mean the actor was there with him on the set.
Exactly. Like these kinds of things, like I think that they have given it a lot of thought about how they want to orchestrate everything so that they can get the reactions that they need. And I don't know, like if it's emotional enough, the actors can be in very, very deep so that, seeing him that first time building up to it is a huge deal. Huge.
He still may not have met many of them, like Lizzie's saying, just because the fact that, they may have a scene, but because maybe he's doing something that causes certain special effect or something like that, they just have him in there, without some of the other. Because I thought when he was on, I don't know if he was on yours, Dane, or mine, we were asking him some questions about that. And I thought he said he had been in the scenes with Julian,
Well,
Jim.
definitely Julie and Jim, because
So I thought he had met
them
them, and he had told us that he had, not say he had a long, extensive, conversations or anything, but he had, because he was on set with them. Yes, those were some of the folks he had interacted with.
Yeah, I do think it's pretty limited. That's all we've seen, but they also, I've seen where they're trying to preserve reactions and stuff. They'll have a stand-in come in before they bring the actual actor. So they'll carry out certain parts of the scene with a stand-in, that sort of thing, before they actually bring them in, just to preserve the shock and to build build the emotion with the actors.
True. Let's see. TCP says Claire may be another shapeshifter working with or against the man in yellow. So be on the possibly boy in white side if we consider him a good party. Possibly. Maybe. Yeah. CJT says Julie is selfish, continuing to save her father, instead stalking the man in yellow and removing the suitcase before he can get to it. We don't even know how far along she is in her journey at that point even. Are we talking like she's done this 2 or 3 times, or are we talking she's now done this for like a week on end, just going back trying to find that one moment? And does she get better? Does she realize after trying to save her dad, like, hey, look, I need to actually, I've got to do something more than just trying to save my friends and families in a singular moment?
Yeah, there's time for her to do that still.
Let's see. Oh, and welcome, Debbie. Let's see. We know from Stephen King that meteor showers bring ancient interdimensional shape-shifting chaos entities to Earth, and meteor fragments are basically their kryptonite. Oh. So you're talking about like the talismans? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's kind of like Welcome to Derry, that story. That's kind of what that is what she's referring. So
yeah.
Oh,
cool. It's a possibility. I don't know, but it's definitely a possibility. Good theory, plausible as any out there.
Pretty much.
Right, because we don't know where the talismans come from. Those are still, we kind of know how they work, but I don't think they fully explain that and their origins. Jerry, did you have something you want to say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure. No, I'm just trying to make sure, because I know I'll ramble and all sorts of things. I want to make sure you guys, if y'all have something to say, let you guys speak. Get those thoughts out there, because boy, we got a lot of things to think about.
Right. But I will move on to the next question,
ma'am.
and I will throw the ball back to James. Tag, you're it.
Alrighty. Let's start with Scarlett this time, since she's been on the end every time.
Oh goodness.
Put her in the spot. What did you think of the scene when Boyd was counting the bullets to possibly have to think about using them on the residents, or the because of there's no way out of here kind of thing? What'd you think about that scene? Like as a last resort, he was thinking.
Well, just in its entirety, all right, so they came up, and he's now realized the fact that Smiley is back, right? And that everything that they've done is kind of just for naught. And how are they going to make it? How do they get to finish their story? Do they get a choice in the matter? And I do love the fact that we get another little compartment. I don't know if we've seen this one before, so so many things. I'm curious. Instantly, is there going to be more compartments? But him counting it and trying to process through this with Kenny, and it was so sad. We got the boat key. He shows back the Parkinson's is definitely coming back into play, and this desperation of I can't save everyone, but what can I do to sort of appease or just almost like putting down, a hurt animal or something like that. Like we know nothing's gonna like there's no saving us at this point, and then they come up and tell us counting the number of townspeople, getting to the 4-7, like all of those bits are crazy to think about. But poor Boyd, man, he's gone through so much to try to save everybody. I don't know, man. It was heartbreaking to see him at this point of counting bullets in order to just try to say, look, man, if it comes down to these monsters ripping our throat out or us taking ourselves out, I'm going to prepare for that. Like, that's where he's at now, is so sad.
Right. What'd you think about the number of people in town?
That has confirmed some bits, right? We had it on the radio, the 4-7. Tilly said that she had 4 kids, 7 grandkids. So was Tilly the man in yellow or something? I don't know. But yeah, that number being slightly confirming some things, or at least I don't even know if it's confirming, but it's not throwaway to me at this point. I don't want to throw away that number 4-7. Like, okay, maybe we were crazy looking into those numbers, but you can't just all of a sudden pop up here now in this season and say how many townspeople do we have? Well, I did a count after this. It's 47 people. What? What is that? And then so now we can really focus in on what is the significance of the number 4-7. Is it 47? 47 original people in the settlement, or is there something in breaking down the number 4-7? Like, the theory crafting, it's gonna get juicy, guys. We get to cook real hard this season.
Jerry's smiling. Jerry's smiling, everybody.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
But
you know what I'm
think
smiling about? Yeah, I
What?
never even looked up the 4-7 theory, so I'm on Reddit right now looking into it.
Oh my gosh, you just wait.
Stay off of Reddit. Whatever you do, stay off of Reddit.
I do think it may tie back to
news.
the number of people in town.
Yeah,
you know,
because the
kinda-
radio, it flashed 4-7. Was it when they were with Boyd,
Yeah.
or was it when Jade?
Boyd,
Okay.
Ethan was in there, I think, and Thomas came on the radio or over the CB. Yeah, 47. It's got to be something that's 74. The books, you flip 47. 4 and 7, like with Tilly. So there could be something to it. What about you, Lizzie? What do you think about the scene? It's heartbreaking to think about, but
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, to me, when you really think about it, it's not stupid. I don't know. What do you think?
My heart was breaking for Boyd, because the last thing Boyd wants is for them to not make it out of there. And his realization that there is no way that they can win when Mr. Fish and Loaves gets whatever is needed and solves whatever the problem is, and it always works out, for him to come to the realization that the only way out of that place for them is death. It just broke my heart. He's just sitting there. He's not emotional, and he's just pulling out the bullets. And, Kenny doesn't understand what's going on with him. And then all of a sudden he gets it, and he's just like 47, and that number just comes across as so fatal to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how, it's kind of nice to know how many people are there, since we're only really dealing with the same people all the time. But, I don't know the significance of 47. I know if you break 4 down, 2 times 2, it's like 2 and 2 are prime numbers, and 7 is a prime number. There's 3 prime numbers. What does that mean? Like, does it mean anything? I don't know.
Yeah. And in the end, I've said it a bunch of times, there may be a bunch of stuff that just is left open, kind of, so we may never know, but it may be something really important. Like Scarlett says, I don't know. So let's go to Baby Clay. What do you think about that scene?
I feel the same way. I think that he felt like this was the only way out if shit got hit the fan. Like, I feel like he doesn't want to be ripped apart like Kenny's dad and Ten. He has witnessed firsthand what it looks like to, be ripped open by one of these things. So I honestly don't think that he wants to go that route. He wants to, maybe he feels as though this is like he said, this is the only victory that we have. And I mean, I you know what, this reminded me of The Mist as well, because
Oh my
this
God!
is exactly what happened in The Mist. He absolutely unalived everyone because he thought the monster was coming, and boom, he pops out as the army saving everyone. So it's like, okay, but I mean, I really hope it doesn't go that route. But
that would be
I mean, I understand it. Maybe it's not the maybe it's not the way to go. I wouldn't want it the way to go.
I mean, I think I would rather a bullet than being ripped apart by a monster.
1,000,000%.
I would.
Yeah.
100%.
What about you, Jerry?
When we were asking what our favorite parts of the episode were, this was a very strong contender. Just to see Boyd's breakdown in the moment where he was thinking rationally, but also clearly fucking frantic. I just thought Harold's acting was absolutely wonderful in the scene. And I also just thought from his perspective, I mean, he's right. The game is rigged. From his perspective, he just witnessed the monster he killed get birthed out of his daughter-in-law. It's the game is rigged. So for him, the only option is for everyone to kill themselves. And I think that makes sense. If I were in his shoes, which no, I would also probably be in Acosta too. But if I were in his shoes, I would have the same sort of thought where it's like, I would much rather shoot myself than get ripped apart.
Yeah. Especially like you say, after pretty much seeing that there's no way to win, or at least Boyd thinks so right now. Yeah. It's to me, this was the breaking scene. He may not be completely broken, but this is the scene where it shows maybe he is, because he's like, I'm giving up. There's no way to win. Let me count the bullets, and so they, be wary, screaming, "Don't break me," into the forest, right?
Yeah.
Because it'll come back and haunt you. All right. So Doc, Mr. Cyborg himself, I know you've analyzed this with your computerness. Give us something good. Oh, look, Jerry, he knew you was going to do something good because he muted
everything. He's like, y'all can't hear nothing.
What do you think about it, Doc?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about 47 and 74, about like Father Kotri mentioned like this could be like the 74th book in the Bible, which I'm actually currently looking into, seeing I'm doing AI projections as to what the 74th book in the Bible would be like if it was a thing.
Oh, you sneaky devil.
But I'm not there yet. I'm still generating all that. But as far as that goes, I'm wondering too, since we don't have an actual we don't actually know how many of the monsters there are. We don't see all of them on the screen at the same time. I'm wondering if there are also 47 monsters. And by that, I mean the nightmare creatures, the smile, special ones. David Agil had a theory that I really liked, that the people that get brought in are kind of like the reincarnated spirits of the monsters, and the monsters are kind of like the soulless bodies of the original townspeople, and the people that get brought in are like the reincarnated spirits, and the monsters are just like torturing them.
Right. Each townsman matches up to a first cycle original townsman.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But it's just an idea. It's not my original theory either.
No, it is definitely possible because we have no idea how this is fully working yet with the reincarnation and why certain people are being brought in. I mean, some are very clear as to why they're being brought in, but yeah, some of these folks we don't know. So them being related, especially because we get like this sort of cycle of individuals that seem to keep coming into town, the preacher kind of style characters and stuff like that. So there could be definitely something to it.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Lizzie?
I don't know, but I was just going to say it's interesting. Why didn't I think Father Kotri, and then this other guy? both ministers? Why, if Yellow Man was orchestrating his arrival into town, why did he pick this guy?
Yeah, because he was playing preacher's daughter. Maybe he chose, if it's a stage in a play, the man in yellow said to himself, what would be the most believable thing they would feel sorry for, et cetera, et cetera. And he put himself into that specific situation instead of a plumber and a plumber's daughter, that kind of thing. So
and she's very, very much, I mean, very like too alive almost compared to the rest of them. I mean, I know she's new there. She's not as shell-shocked, but she's just kind of extra.
She's almost too squeaky clean.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not dissing it or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, she's a little over the top.
Yeah. And I think somebody, maybe Vic or somebody, was saying in the chat earlier that right during the crash, they thought it was bad acting the way she was doing it. And then, of course, as it played out, realized, oh, she's the man in yellow and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But so you're saying that part of the story seems off, or was you maybe talking more about just the character, the acting or something?
It's not the acting. Like, she's doing it exactly how she's expected to do it.
Yeah.
And she's a little tongue-in-cheek. That's why she touches the talisman the way that she does, because when she touched the talisman, she was more man and yellow man than she was Sophia. I just think that she's just much, like, she's over the top, like more than she has to be.
Right.
And she's like she's playing them. We know she's playing them, but she's doing it so hard that she almost wants to be called out.
Right.
Yeah.
And from their trauma just of the place, they may not see that immediately, or it might take them a minute to see that.
Yeah, she's new. Like, we were all like this when we arrived.
Right. So yeah, good points. Good points for sure. Dana, what do you think?
Oh my God, I was so sad. I was just like, this is what he's broken. I was like, because Boyd he'd fight until the bitter end. He thinks it's the end. And that's just all that kept running through my mind, is he really thinks it's over.
Yeah. And I thought Jim Jones too. I'm like, just get the Kool-Aid out.
Right? I can't even imagine having to think about this. Like,
right.
I don't know. I felt for Boyd in this moment. This got me more emotional than the scene with him and his son.
Yeah.
Because to have to carry the weight of 47 souls, like, and you're making the decision of whether he might have to end people's lives because there's no other way out.
Yeah.
It hurt. Like, I felt for him. Like, this almost made me cry.
Yeah.
It was up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Boyd. Oh, poor Boyd.
The Grinch finger.
All right. Scarlett, you want to check out the comments before we go to the next question?
Oh, sure do.
I think I got everybody. I hope I didn't miss anyone.
Did we get you, baby?
Yeah.
We got. Okay, I'm making sure too. I'm sorry. All right, yeah, we're good. Let's see. Did I do this one? I don't think West of Westeros asked for the panel, what's your predictions of Sarah versus Sophia's first encounter? I predict one of two things: Mean Girls or Man in Yellow will manipulate her again. Yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to said encounter. And I know someone in the chat talked about it earlier, that there was the scene at the end with Sophia is very much so reminiscent of Sarah over what was Jade's friend's name?
Toby.
Was it Toby? Yeah.
Toby.
So yeah, there was something very reminiscent, and I actually have this scene and the Sarah scene, and I'm gonna have that ready for Friday night, and with some other clips. But yeah, there was something very reminiscent of that. So I look forward to seeing, because I can only imagine if the voice that Sarah heard is either the man in yellow, kimono lady, or something like this, toying with her further, being now in a fully like formed. Yeah, Jerry, keep tell us if I'm on the right path here. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm shutting up. I have to for this one.
I know you have to. I know this is horrible. So yeah, I'm curious to see their first encounter and how much the man in yellow is going to torture Sarah or fuck with her the way Sophia has talked to Kenny, again with the prayer and stuff like that. Like these sort of twisted moments that he's almost going to enjoy with these other characters. That is going to be fun. For those of you who can say things, what are your thoughts on Sarah and Sophia's first encounter? Any thoughts? Anyone jump in? It's open.
I will. Will there be? Are they on the same team? The voices in Sarah's head and the man in yellow. That's the question I have.
I'm not sure.
And
I think they are.
That's what I was going to say. Because the voices at one time, the voices was telling Sarah they wanted to leave too. Hell, they wanted to get up out this, horrific ass place too. And when she was talking to Father Kaiju.
Right. It's the same way the kimono lady was talking to Elgin, right? Like, oh, if you do this, we'll get you out. And then the voices kept messing with Sarah, engraved in on her arm, like worms and stuff. Like, all that to me seemed like it was a negative side. If it's the man in yellow for sure, I don't know, but it definitely seems dark.
I think Sarah's going to see Sophia and be like, nah, this ain't it. Something ain't right with you.
What do you think, Miss Liz?
I think she's going to get the hint.
I think, Sarah is been given more sensitivity than the rest of them, that I don't think has left her, and she's going to recognize some energy in her, in Sophia. She's going to know something's not right. Sophia, I feel like will try to sweet talk Sarah, so that she's not called out, but Sarah's going to know. She's gonna know.
Nice. But you, Doc, anybody else got any thoughts they would like to share with the class? Jerry, you got any thought? No, I'm just kidding, Jerry.
No, I'm reading Anon's comment about that. He said, I think Christy will die. Kenny hasn't lost anyone this season. And it's just funny.
Oh no. I was just reading that.
That's probably true.
I don't want her to go.
You're harsh.
They won't have a healer.
Kenny hasn't lost
Ariel.
Right. What about you, Mr. Doc? You got any thoughts on the Sarah here and Sophia?
On Sarah and Sophia, not as much. I don't even know if they're really going to interact too much because Sarah seems to keep to herself. Victor, though, is the one I think that's where things get a little dicey in cases. If this is a form that he's encountered before, he might recognize it. He might not. Might just seem somewhat familiar to him, kind of like Julie at the beginning of the show. Because I'm pretty sure that he met her before that while she was story walking, and that's why he felt as if he knew her and had that line. Sometimes you dream and sometimes you remember parts of dreams and turns out maybe they really happened or something like that. So. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Victor is one more likely to recognize her, but I am wondering if, because we have that scene in the trailers where he comes upon the image of the man in yellow and he's like freaking out and he's like with his dad. That makes me think too that we're going to have to see Doug again because they're going to have to pay that off.
Oh yeah. Let's see what else we got. Got some more bits in here. Let's see. JT says, is Boyd going to come out shooting like Abby was? Oh goodness, I hope not. Was that foreshadowing?
That's going dark.
I mean, he's at a breaking point. I don't think he will, but again, I mean, how much further can Boyd be pushed before he breaks and does something that he truly regrets? I know some things he's already kind of regretted, but I mean, like where there's no like kind of saving face for it. Like even with Elgin, he kind of like, well, I'm saving Fatima. Is it going to get to the point to where there is nothing redeemable? Let's see. TCP says there can only be one crazy white chick in town. Who will come out on top? Sarah or Sophia? Put your bets in, ladies and gentlemen.
Or Abby, not Abby. Right.
Abby comes
Acosta.
back to life. And
Acosta in there too, ain't she?
True.
Let's see. Alice says she thinks she's going with Sarah. Well, I don't, right? We've seen the evolution of Sarah. We talked about on here. I did a little clip where it shows her from season 1, and then with Elgin and that screwdriver. The evolution of that screwdriver from neck to eyeball was something else. Let's see. The Thrifty Typewriter says, "What are your guys' thoughts / theories on the seizures? I've thought it was strange for a long time, and for them to bring it up makes me feel like it's got to be leading somewhere." Indeed. Yeah, I definitely think it's going somewhere, and us trying to determine if the man in yellow is the only one causing these, or if both sides, quote unquote, if there's good and evil, are able to cause these. We'll have to go back and really dissect each one of these different seizures that our characters have had and kind of what interaction they've had with other things during that time. But it's definitely interesting. What are your guys' thoughts on the seizures? Or do we have that as a question, Dana? I couldn't remember.
No, we do not.
So what are your guys' thoughts on the seizures and what they can mean?
They need a good neurologist in Frumville.
Indeed.
Christy?
They need another ambulance to come in with, like, I don't even know if ambulance carry equipment for that. They need something to just morph into from a hospital.
Somebody's transporting an MRI machine, maybe.
Right.
And some prescriptions for escitalopram.
Right, something.
I had an ex who had a grand mal epilepsy, so I'm a little bit familiar with some of the seizure stuff.
Right. Well, we had Tilly coming in with the morphine, so you never know.
Right.
Yeah.
No, Tilly was dancing in the rain. I don't know what she was high off of, but in a monster town, so
she was just happy. She was just happy.
I never trusted.
She had her
Tilly.
tarot cards already told her she was going to die. She was good with it. She would make peace with it.
And we still don't know what the tarot cards said. I really want to know what they said.
I know. I don't know if
we
we ever
will.
will.
Did they show the cards?
Not really. Not enough.
They never showed.
Maybe like one or two, the first two. But I don't think you could really see them. And then the crow came in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I know the seizures are interesting. You guys have any thoughts on, like, do you think it's all the man in yellow, the boy in white, or just these? It's just a reaction to this place in general.
Some kind of, to me, it seemed like some kind of activation, because Sarah had them, Ethan had them, but he doesn't seem to have reacted to them the same way that Sarah and Elgin did. Like,
Agreed.
Maybe, I don't know, like it kind of seems like they are weaker than Ethan in some way, that they just followed the instructions, and something in Ethan, maybe because reading the Chromonacle book, he knew that would take it off course, that's not the way that it's supposed to happen. Right. So he didn't fall prey to it.
Could be. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I'm curious too, when I try to pay attention when I watch the pastor coming in. When she touched him, did he actually go into a seizure? I know she put him into like a coma. Did he actually go? I noticed what she described to Marielle. But I'm curious, did he actually go into a seizure, or did she just put him into a coma, take the steering wheel, and hey, we going for a joyride?
That's what I thought. Seizure never
I think so.
entered my mind.
So the seizure still may be more to do with this place's sort of reaction, or their reaction to the supernatural occurrences, and then he's just able to, like, basically just knock you the hell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Even
the seizure
without-
thing was her cover.
Even
Jerry,
without-
you can't say shit. Look at his face.
I'm not doing. I'm
He's like,
I promise.
maybe,
No,
You know-
maybe.
I thought it was a seizure.
Oh,
The
you're not
other
even-
people, the
I
other people
wasn't
mentioned
sure.
didn't get touched. They were just standing there, right?
Right, like they had
So,
reactions to like either the
they weren't
children
touched
or just
like Sophia
overall.
touched the preacher.
Right,
Yeah.
because I think what Sarah, when she had the worms on her arm, that thing kind of came up on her. It was talking to her. It was like, kill the boy, and then she like goes into the seizure. Did Tabitha have one, or did she just have the nosebleeds?
The nosebleeds.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember if the kids ever put her into one. I know Sarah had a lot of them. Almost just about time when she went in the woods with Boyd, she had a seizure when they were messing with the bottles.
But then you have Julie, Marielle, and Randall, who didn't have seizures before they went into their trance with. So I really think that it's less to do with the supernatural and something like you said, Lizzie, more so an activation. Something is flipping a switch, and their bodies are reacting to it because it's not normal. Like, so if they're being thrown into something supernatural, I could see a seizure coming from it, even though Julie has the seizure as she's story walking. But I don't know.
I wonder if, Randall, Marielle, and Julie are just in a different place. Cause like with, when they were chained and had the whatchamacallits all over them and the cicadas like all over them, like, and they weren't in their minds. It's not like Sarah and Elgin aren't in their mind. They're carrying out daily functions, but the three of them were essentially paralyzed. So I don't think it's the same thing.
No,
I think they were just being given visions. Like, gosh, what episode was I watching? And Batka was trying to sing that nursery rhyme that just sounded so weird. That had to do with them being in those trances, like something that they were seeing.
Oh yeah, I can't wait if they actually let us know what Marielle and Randall or Julie actually saw while they were under that.
Yeah.
That will be kind of crazy to see, which this place does. It did it kind of to Fatima to a degree. It seems, I can't tell if she's actually choosing to forget or just the trauma of it all, or this place is causing her to kind of regress the same way like Randall and them couldn't fully remember. It's as if they could kind of remember like a dream, you kind of remember, but it kind of fades.
It's like a gist. Gist of it.
But it's to see.
Right. So
we got lots of folks in chat. Again, you guys, thank you all. Everyone on the panel, everyone in the chat for hanging with us tonight. We got like 36 people hanging with us in the chat, and you guys are popping in there. And I know I'm missing a lot of little things from you guys. Friday night, we will have an open panel for all of you guys in the chat. We will definitely focus on you guys a little bit more Friday night. So come back with us because we're going to dive even further into this episode. This is really just us kind of getting into it. And there's so many bits. So definitely, I know there's a lot of good questions in here. I was trying to go back. There was one more. Oh, I think I lost it. It was kind of funny. All right. Cars says, I have a feeling that episode 2, Sophia will be flirting with Victor's dad. I'm 99.99% sure. Well, that is a hell of a interesting theory. And I'm the man.
I'm down for it.
We don't know, right? I mean, is that why he's in so much pain? Like she breaks it too. You realize the man. You're like, no, I had a chance. I mean, I assume that was what was going to happen to Kitty. Like
I want to see that spinoff.
Oh God.
Okay, but like we have to remember, she's supposed to be like 16. So we got to remember.
Yeah,
we have to remember, guys. She's only supposed to be 16. So
be a wild age gap between her and her dad.
It changed.
But
I mean, Victor's dad.
She's really 1,000-year-old like evil entity. So
it is, but we got to remember. Right now, to everybody, she's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So we got to take that into consideration. But
he's like this dirty old man that's like playing on the fact that he's acting like a 16-year-old girl, like, and taking advantage of people.
Right. Oh god. No, I
Can I make
can't.
there was a Dragonlance reference in here and by Michael, and I just have a question. If he remembers the Tower of High Sorcery in Wayrith, it kind of had a power like from Bill, where if you were meant to find it, you would find yourself immediately like, well, you'd find yourself on a road that just goes there. But if it didn't want you there, every time you're trying to walk towards it, you're going to be walking away from it. I just saw that and made me think of that. But with Marielle, I just wanted to comment quick because there's a lot of mystery around what she's going through and experiencing, and she kind of mentions it in the last season, but they kind of go away from it as if it's something that they're going to talk about later. And I really think that we're going to see that this season, especially since we have that scene in the trailers where she's chained up.
Oh
That's it.
yeah. I cannot wait to see how that plays out. Like if it's just all in her head a dream or she's actually like, especially with now Sophia being the man in yellow popping in and around and stuff, like how it's God. If she's Marielle's all like tripping out. Can you imagine like they're distracted and then let me just grab this talisman down real quick. Bam, monsters pop in and it's just pure fucking chaos and oh my God. And then they're like, no, you can all leave if we get to keep Marielle, like they did Randall and stuff. I'm like, oh God, oh poor Marielle. You're gonna end up with a Joker scar too.
And that's right, Michael. It was the magic forest that surrounds the tower, not the tower itself. Good catch.
It's going to be a hell of a ride, I'll tell you that much. But moving on to the next question, I know we talked about her a little bit and kind of said how we feel about her, but do you guys think Acosta overstepped with her reaction to Boyd, calling him a monster? Like, I get she's mad, but it's like in that moment, like, even Donna told her, like justifiable, like this wasn't for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
So Jerry, do you think that Acosta kind of like needs to like step back a little bit and just take a breather?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in her shoes, I think we all kind of tackled it. I think if I were in her shoes, I'd be the same way. And I kind of feel like she's understandable, but we're all meant to kind of hate her. Like, I do not like Acosta right now. But from her perspective, she has every reason on planet Earth to call Boyd a monster. Like, in her eyes, she witnessed someone getting tortured for a reason that she can't understand. So it makes perfect sense. She came into a crazy place. Everyone's acting complicit. She doesn't understand it. People, the random civilians, are getting tortured for what is no reason. So from her, I would think everyone is out to get her and fuck everyone else. I completely understand where she's coming from. Does that mean I like it? No, I don't like watching her unfold this way. And I really hope that they do something with her character throughout the season, because I don't think it's like, if we get another thing sort of like Randall, to me, Randall came out okay. That's fine. But in the beginning, I really didn't like him. And I don't think there's a point in them doing that twice. So I hope they develop her character in some way, shape, or form. I think she has potential, but I understand why she was the way she is.
Right. And I like what you put in the chat earlier, Lizzie. I peeped that, where you were like, you don't think Acosta was actually meant to survive the initial, like, you don't think she's supposed to. I like, she's almost out of place.
Yeah. It just came to me when I was doing my notes for Sunday, and I just keep looking at the way she's acting. And she doesn't match everybody else. And I just think that that's it. She wasn't meant to survive. She was supposed to die with the other ambulance people. Her only job was to get Tabitha back. Tabitha and Robert. That was it. They don't need her. So I think she's the monkey wrench in all of, not the monkey wrench, the wrench in all of this.
I just want to add in there, though, I feel like the idea that she is a cop is a perfect pairing with the character of Boyd. And I
Yeah.
feel like they had to have done that for a reason. Because why else would they? I don't understand why they would bring her in to just waste her. If
Or
she's
just
a
another
cop,
cop.
yeah, and I know, but like to me, it's almost like there's a parallel to her and to Amy. So to me, it's like I don't know. I don't know how to describe what I mean. I just would hate if they wasted her. I don't
Yeah.
think that's the right move.
I don't think that this show is really going to waste anybody, though.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Maybe we haven't seen it yet. Maybe there is a reason why she goes through this spiral, and maybe that's what brings Boyd out of it. The fact that he's got to stop this girl from spiraling.
That's a good
You
point.
Maybe
know?
she's the innocent. You know how there's always the innocent, like quote unquote, the innocent
Mhm.
that everything falls to, and they're the only ones that can fix it.
Mm,
Maybe that's her.
that's a good point.
Yeah. Like she's going to be almost, if she's not meant to be here, that makes her pretty powerful
Yeah. Yeah.
because she's already broken that cycle or rule,
The rule, yeah.
and that could make her pretty interesting.
Yeah.
If she's able to do things that others can't because she's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you look at Henry, he absolutely had to be there. Tabitha was sent out to get him.
Yeah.
So, and bring him back.
That's it. I love that take on it. And from when you put that in the chat, and when we got to this, I was like, that's good. I was like, that kind of fits to what might be the case with her. But what about you, Doc? What is your take on our Miss Acosta?
I'm not sure what I think about her yet. I mean, she's well intentioned, but I think also kind of misled and naive to this place. So I don't think she is in the right mindset or is working with the right data to address any of the problems here. So I can only see her efforts going wrong unless something corrects her course.
So do you
I feel
think
like
she might be a loose cannon, maybe?
Yeah, I think she's going to get played by the man in yellow to be a bit of a troublemaker. That's what I think is happening, especially since they were taunting her with the jukebox.
Right? You never know. What about you, Mr. Baby Clay? What is how do you feel about Miss Acosta?
I don't think she overreacted or anything, because I mean, like Jerry said, she has the right, to feel like the way she does. She just seen Elgin and help him. She's seen him get tortured and then had to help him get stitched up. But you could tell she's low key breaking too. Maybe not as much as on Boyd's level. She just can't. I think Acosta is still stuck in the real world. She thinks she's just around the corner from her house and she can get back to it, and she's still stuck into this cop, into this cop field. So I don't think she actually believes anything that she is seeing right now, and what she is seeing is unbelievable in her eyes. So yeah, I think she's still stuck in the real world, and it hasn't clicked to her yet what's actually going on.
Right? It could be anything at this point. It's a hard spot to be in. But what about you, James? Like our Miss Acosta?
Yeah. I think we've spoken about her and said the things, as far as how the story is, how she'll play out in the story, that's still left to be seen. Because I know we know Miranda and, Victor, Eloise, and some of the Christopher, but we don't know who was Boyd. I don't think we know who was Boyd the last cycle and who was Acosta the last cycle, if we think that's how it goes. So I think whoever said that she may have a part to play, like the man in yellow is going to use her. He likes this part. This is where they tear each other apart. And I think in the game, look at it like a game or puzzle or chess, I think she has a big part to play as far as the Man in Yellow's manipulation in the tearing each other apart kind of plan. So that's kind of what
Right.
I see.
I feel like she was brought in intentionally to create an issue for Boyd.
Yeah, definitely. She is gonna cause that tension with him and not understanding his. Especially, they're both coming in as like law enforcement. He's military, but he's seen as like law enforcement there, and she's.
Yeah.
They're gonna butt heads for sure. So yeah, it was definitely a little chaos factor bringing her in to Boyd and even possibly breaking him, because we'll see. She's grabbing the jacket here, and I think what we're in the trailer, it shows her possibly wearing that when she's in the ambulance going a little crazy. So we'll see. She's might again. They're all pretty much at a breaking point of just no return to a degree. Where they're just arriving or have been here for a while. I mean, a lot of our characters have been breaking down for a minute now, and the things that have happened in the last season, I can only imagine. So she might be like, hey, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't believe y'all anymore. I'm trying to drive out the town. The same way a lot of these other people are like, you know, I don't believe what you're telling me. There's no way this is possible. And then maybe she'll find out when she loops around a few more times, because they never looped, right? They come right into town at night into the monsters. So she may have to really see, like, maybe she's not believing Boyd anymore, or even Donna, right? Because Donna was supposed to sit down and have that conversation with her. I don't think they ever had. And let's see, yeah, I don't like her. I don't dislike her either so much. I mean, I kind of do, but yeah, she's a loose cannon for sure. Definitely even more chaos factor than Randall at this point. She's a little more dangerous. Randall kind of was there at the beginning, and he calmed down a little bit. But yeah, she's that new chaos, and now, well, Sophie is the ultimate chaos. But
yes.
Yeah.
But Scarlett, before we go any further, I know it's getting late. We've had you guys all for over 2 hours now, and we picked a lot of questions. So James, I guess pick one more question to ask everybody, and then we will go around and just have a full open discussion before we kind of wrap it up. That's what happens. That's why I picked 10 questions, because it's like either we get through all of them, or we get into such deep conversations about some of them that it. So
and right before that question,
thanks, Vic.
Miss Vic also was 1999. Really enjoying the conversation. She says, "Thank you so much, Vic. We got a little something for you. Here we go."
Welcome to the fever dream. Fever, you're on fire. Welcome to the burning desire. I said fever, join the party. We're burning all through the night.
Thank you again, Miss Vic, our awesomest mod ever. We are so glad you guys are all here hanging with us, and we're glad you're enjoying the conversation.
Yes.
Take it away, James.
Alrighty. Okay, panel. The time has come for the question of, with the reveal of Sophia being the Man in Yellow, is there anyone else previously that we've seen on screen, or currently on screen, I guess, that do you think the Man in Yellow could have been in the past or currently, that which I'll throw in there? Let's go with Jerry.
I don't know. I do think it's possible that it's Tilly, except I kind of feel like if that was the case, then it wouldn't make sense for Tilly to have gotten killed off, because I feel like that expels that, or maybe that's the point. Maybe like the Man in Yellow can come and go out of characters, if that makes sense. I don't know how know how that would even work.
He would have to get rid of Tilly's persona to then be able to become Sophia.
Yeah. My only other thought is then I wrote this down. If it's not Tilly, I think he just was the Crows or some other figure that wasn't maybe a human just watching, or maybe not even a figure. Maybe the Man in Yellow doesn't need to be a figure to kind of oversee this town, if that's what he's doing.
Right. Good points. Lizzie, what do you think about it?
I'm leaning towards Tilly, because, you know, when they show up in in the bus and it's raining and she's dancing in the rain like a lunatic. She definitely didn't look like the others, but the one thing that I keep thinking about that they never really went back to was her storing her morphine at the hospital or at the clinic, knowing, or I think she knew, that Marielle was an addict. And it was clearly marked. I think that I think he pops in from time to time as different characters. And I know that he was killed off, or Tilly was killed off, but I don't think that means anything. It was just him exiting.
Right.
He's an eternal thing, so an eternal being. But I think he comes in as different characters in order to push things along or cause a reaction of some sort.
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And he could have been anybody. And that plays back on what maybe Green Spider said earlier, or maybe alluded to anyway, that Boy in Yellow could be doing the same thing. We just haven't seen it yet. So yeah, I like it. Let's go to Baby Clay.
I mean, at this point, I think the Man in Yellow could be anyone or maybe anything. Maybe he was the German Shepherd that was in the woods playing with Boyd and the crows when people enter into town. When you talk about shape-shifting, the way he was moving around, I mean, hell, he could be the spider that we saw in well, not the spider we saw, but when we saw Abby in the webs, the Man in Yellow could have done that. You know what I'm saying? So the only person I could think of, like everyone else is saying, is Tilly, that he could have shapeshifted into, because she knew a lot about the town the first night. She knew that Boy went to the lighthouse. She knew that Fatima was pregnant. She was the only one connected with the Elgin and Kamano lady. Everybody else, like Clara, Jade, no one else saw the Kamano lady, but Tilly and Elgin's vision. From what we think that was a vision on how, the connection between Elgin, Kamano lady, and Tilly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tilly. Is the closest thing that the Man in Yellow maybe shapeshifted into the back in the past.
Yeah, that's a good one. You guys are convincing me. Doc, what do you think about it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Again, now that we know Sophia's the Man in Yellow, meaning the shapeshifter thing is real, and he.
Oh wait, I remember. All right, sorry.
Who else do you think he could have been?
Tilly is the first suspect that comes to mind because, he's going to need to take her off the board if he's going to, become someone else. But I don't really know, because I feel like that's a little bit more of a complicated escape. They'd have to probably find like a hole in the ground unless the monsters covered it back up at night. It's possible he's shapeshifted into one of the dogs before, because we've seen multiple dogs in one scene, and it seemed like there was an opposing dog or dogs at one point to the dog that's with the boy in white. So he could be one of the opposing dogs. Could be that he's I saw, I think, was it someone else predicted that he might have been the jock monster, that might be one of the forms he takes, and maybe that's why the jock monster knew Julie. I'm not sure. Could be any one of those three or none. I am pretty confident that whoever that white gown belonged to, though, that was in the suitcase, that he did take that form at one point. That's going to come up again, because both Tabitha and Henry recognized that gown, and they were like, what the heck?
Yeah, the suitcases did seem to be the same. I compared them, and the stickers are exactly the same, and it looks the same. So it does seem to be the same suitcase. Not for sure, but so Scarlett, what about you?
Well, you already know. I think he's possible he could have been Martin. And then Tilly is definitely a good one. I'm kind of curious about Baka now. I'm trying to think of all the different characters that he could be. I mean, pretty much everything you guys have already hit on is pretty good. Martin's the only one that I would really kind of put out there is just a crazy one.
I second Martin. I don't think that's
Yeah.
crazy at all. I think that's actually the most.
I was
crazy.
told I was crazy and Martin was just Martin.
No,
You so crazy,
I
Scarlett.
know, right?
No, I
So,
think if
yeah,
anybody
Martin's
who
the
fits
biggest
bill-
one I thought of, and then as far as I also kind of thought the dead versions of Father Cautry and Tom might have been a telekinesis style version or whatever of them before, like if he was trapped in the dungeon in some form, or even if I don't even say trapped, but that's kind of where he's at until he can take his full form as part of whatever the story or whatever the rules are in this place for him to be fully unleashed onto them. I think he's taken on a lot of forms, but the shape shifting in particular, I don't think it's hard to say because like it depends on whether or not the man in yellow has been in a physical form this whole time. Because if I think he's Martin, then part of me thinks that he's been trapped in that dungeon in some form. So I kind of have to put back certain things from like Tillian and the bus, because then they would have already been in there before Boyd came back with the cicadas. So it's hard to say. I mean, I can't wait to see what they do with him and reveal. There's a lot of those suitcases down there in the caves. We get a lot of the trunks that Jasper was sitting on and things of that nature. So if he is, if these suitcases, some of these objects down here in the caves are in fact the man in yellows, it is curious to see how it mysteriously went from the caves to appearing right where it was. The area in which it appeared in is very questionable. Again, we get more ruins. I don't know which ruins those were exactly, how far out they were from the town, if they were close to the cellar, or if this was again somewhere even further out. Because the dungeons are slightly far from the cellar, but not too far from the cellar. I think it seemed like they walked there at a decent time. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where this all goes with him. But Martin is my number one sus.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's yours, Dana.
I'm with Scarlett. I'm really starting to think Martin, and I'm definitely on the Tilly bandwagon.
Right?
Nice. I think Robert had a question in the chat.
I know
He
did
does. I was
chat,
going to get to
too.
that. I was letting all you guys finish up that. And then, yes, we do have something extra special from Mr. Robert Sanders. And again, thank you, Robert, for the $5. His question for us is, who dies this season? My money is on Donna and Christy, which are actually two pretty good picks if you had to consider.
No Donna.
No
I don't
Donna.
want that.
Never
I would
Donna.
say if
No
I had
Donna.
to add one to
No.
that list, it would be Ellis. But those would be my picks. What about you guys? What do you think?
Who do you think, Jerry? Who do you think might get it this season?
Well, what I will say is it better not be fucking Donna. I'll be pissed if it's fucking
Yeah.
Donna.
I can see it though. That would be a hell of a
Can
hit.
we pull the Walking Dead thing? Can we say
I
hashtag
was
we
just
riot?
thinking that.
I would
Can we say
riot if
hashtag
she
we
died.
riot if Donna dies?
I would
Oh.
riot.
Can we take it from Daryl? Are we allowed?
Yeah.
Sorry, Daryl. We still love you, but I think
As
Donna gets
My
your-
lips are freaking sealed, but it better not be fucking Donna. I would be so pissed.
Yep.
I would probably
What
stop
is that? Am I
watching the
supposed to
show.
read into that? Wait, hang on.
I
How am I
tried,
supposed to read
folks.
into that?
Is he
I
smiling?
tried.
I don't
Is he
know.
smiling?
I can't tell.
I'm not saying
No,
anything.
poor
He's
Donna.
too-
She's on. I
he's too
think
good.
she's on the chopping block. Oh fuck.
Jerry's
Don't
Well,
too,
even
okay.
say
I'm
it.
not. I would never
Jerry's
say
too
that.
professional.
I know.
for
I'm
my
just joking
fuckery.
with you. You didn't give us any hint. I'm just messing with you.
I would legit stop watching the show if Donna was killed off. I'd be really
Yeah.
pissed.
But I could see
I
it as
don't
a
think it
major
could go
blow.
on.
Right.
Even
Well, I guess if
Ellis,
it's season 5 is the end of the show, like these characters probably should, like it's
like we're at
okay
DEFCON
if
5, right? Like this is like
yeah.
this is like nobody's. I would think by season 5 nobody is safe.
Especially with
Nobody
Jim's
is safe.
death. Yeah.
But still,
I mean, like, some
Donna
of our
better be
characters-
safe.
Right?
Well, some of
Yeah.
our characters, I think, get a little bit of plot armor to carry them through till the 5th season. But somewhere, I would say this 4th and 5th season is kind of like where we're going to see, like, that's going to be the final death counts, right? So, I mean, it's going to
guess,
have to
yeah.
pick up. I mean, this is going to be like, especially if he's talking about the next part and them ripping each other apart and stuff.
Yeah.
I can only imagine you got Acosta starting to freak out. And, oh, man. the mistakes that could be made on a night and with the man in yellow about and him possibly controlling the monsters, as they have already set our characters up several times to be trapped and tricked and open the door and things. I can only imagine who's going to be taken out this season. We've been in Colony House before and Donna got away, but can you imagine if they get back into, to one of these houses, they may not allow so many survivors. But Doc or Baby Clay, you guys, anybody else, any final thoughts for
before we open
I
it
was
up?
going to say I don't think Acosta gets past the half of the season. I think she's going to put herself out there to the point where there's no coming back from. I could be wrong, but I'm just throwing it out. At first, I said Ellis, but the connection that him and his dad had this episode, I don't see them, taking Ellis off this season. But I think Acosta is in the danger zone. Maybe Christy is in the danger zone, and that's why Marielle has to step up the way she is. So, or the way she does. So, I think it's a couple of people that's safe. Like, I don't think Donna goes off this season. I hope not. Even though I think she knows more than what she leads us to believe. But I think she has a little bit of plot armor.
Right.
Nice.
What about you, Lizzie? If you think anybody might not make it out of this season, you have any feelings?
I just had them in my head. Donna will live forever. You know what? I think it might be Ellis, because that's what will hurt Boyd the most.
Yeah, I think that could possibly be.
I think that oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead, Doc. Who do you think's going to get it?
I think Acosta will probably get it in the season finale. I feel like I think the season finale is going to have a big confrontation probably with her and Boyd. I feel like she's too important for them to just offer casually and to do it too soon in the season. I feel like they've got to build up the conflict, and it's going to have to pay off in either the 9th or 10th episode, maybe episode 8. They're going to have to give us some big kills this season, so they will probably take out someone that we don't expect and that we really care about. So they could take out Christy, they could take out Donna, they could take out, I don't think they're going to take out Ricky, they could take out Ellis. That would hit Boyd hard, and I think this season is really about breaking Boyd. I don't think they're going to take out any more of the Matthews family or Jade. I think they've got enough plot armor. They could take out Henry. I could see Henry being removed from the equation.
Yeah.
And I think Clara will live forever until they reveal her to be the Spider Queen or whatever. but seriously, I hadn't actually really thought so much about Clara until until Dana Marie started talking about her. I'm like, oh my God, actually, yes, she's the only consistent background character. There are other characters in the background, but they don't really talk or anything. Clara is the only one. I feel like there has to be a reason for it. Maybe it's just as a red herring.
Then I did my job. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to get people thinking about it. Just think about it. All the moments that if you play just the moments that she's connected to, it tells a story. It's just fun. It's all fun. We have fun over here.
Thank you, Robert, for the question and the $5. We appreciate you always, Mr. Robert. And yeah, I get you a little bit something.
Fever, you're on fire. Welcome to the burning desire.
Thank you again, hun. I know we got lots more, lots more. I know we're getting ready to open up, and you guys are popping in the chat. We got all kinds of things going on.
So I guess we'll just put it up to you guys, Jerry, Lizzie, Doc. We don't get to talk to you guys very often. Is there anything that you kind of want to talk about?
There's one quick thing I want to address. Actually, two quick things. If I could get two quick things in on two separate points we've talked about. First being Sophia. Sophia, we were talking about how the man in yellow could have came back in a number of people and all of that stuff. And I just want to bring this up. Maybe Sophia doesn't give a fuck whether she gets revealed or not by everyone saying like she's worried about like she's acting like suspicious. Maybe she doesn't give a fuck because the man in yellow is in fact immortal. And if like let's say Tilly was the man in yellow at one point in time and Tilly died, like who cares? He just comes right back.
Yeah.
So there's that. But then the other thing, this goes back to the very beginning, and this I don't want to like deviate too much. We were talking about why we all hope this show like gets a little bit more recognition, and like maybe this season. I feel like the weakest part of From has nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with the acting, nothing to do with the crew. It's the marketing of the show, in my opinion. Like this show could be one of the best shows in the public zeitgeist if it was marketed well. And unfortunately it's not. And I think it comes down to, obviously there's budget, but I think it comes down to one of the biggest things. And it's the fucking name of the show. Like I love the show. I have nothing wrong with the show, but it makes it hard for it even to get SEO presence with the name From. You can't find it, which is nice because we build a wonderful community with it. But these actors are performing some of the best that I've seen on TV in this show. And it sucks that it's just getting swept under the rug because I think the marketing itself is horrible, if I'm being honest. And I get it. Budgets have to do with that. There's a lot of factors in that. But yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah, they would almost have to up the marketing to try to beat the name being so simple.
They kind of shot themselves in the foot with the name.
Because you said it very well. You can't search it. You can't, you can't even tell your friends about it because they don't understand what you're saying. It's just bad overall. And I get it. It's a cool name, but not the best name. So,
it's such a shame because this show, I try to even tell my friends, and my friends have been like, "Oh, are you just saying that because you cover it on YouTube?" And I'm like, "No, like it's genuinely like the best show. One of the best shows. I don't know if I want to say the best show yet, but it's one of the best shows I've ever seen. I love this show.
It's definitely top 5 in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely up there.
Yeah, and I see
the
Thrifty
ending
saying,
to me will make or break it.
I completely agree. And I see Thrifty saying in here that it's super hard to even find pictures of the show on Google. As a YouTuber trying to make, Thrifty definitely knows, we all know on this panel, trying to get content for your videos is fucking impossible just because of the goddamn name. Yeah, unless you take it yourself. And that sucks because the show is so good. But
yeah.
That's what holds it
And
back.
we got something from Robert, another $5. And I don't know if you can actually answer this, Jerry, but he has asked, apparently he got the gist that you told him, Christy is clearly going to die this season. And can you blink twice if she is killed by Sophia?
You're not going to catch me fucking blanket for the whole rest of the goddamn thing.
He's going to just hold his eyeballs open. See, you ain't got enough for me. Nope, ain't going to work.
Don't try to do that, but thank you for the tip.
Right? Robert, I tell you, we tried. But yeah, the marketing, I just don't get it. Like, even as an avid, I love going to conventions. Like I said, I was shocked seeing zero presence at New York Comic Con. Like, okay, even if the panel isn't going to be about the actors per se, there is so many other ways they could have done From panels.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just it was disheartening that there was nothing about From.
Early on, because I know an agent that books actors in these conventions, and he was trying to book them in, but couldn't get them in because no one had heard of the show. And the thing about it is, like, get them out there in front of people and building it. And, these actors that are on the show, they're not savvy. Most of them aren't savvy about how to do this whole convention thing. And that's where they need to be. Like, they were just actors. They got, a job on a cool show and they're working. it just hasn't been a consideration to really go beyond that. But I know that they're going, 3 of them, maybe a couple more of them are going to I don't even want to call it a convention. It's run by these horrible people, but in Georgia, south of Atlanta. I think it's Memorial Day weekend. And, that's the only time I've really seen them out. God, why am I drawing a blank? Harold.
It wouldn't be the people who did the Walker Stalker conventions, would it?
No, Walker Stalker is defunct.
Yes.
Completely defunct. And you know what? Best conventions I ever went to.
Yep.
Which really upset me.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm like, why did you have to embezzle all the money?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, it was a clear sign when Eric left, what's his name? And went off. But what was it? No, it's this other guy that does it. And
I was excited last year when they went to San Diego. Like, I really thought, okay, all right, they're getting out there. Like, yes, like, let's go. And they just never came to New York.
No, and they needed to bring the whole cast or a large number of the cast, and they only brought a couple people. And it's like they didn't have enough pull to get a panel where they could have a bunch of people. Like, The Walking Dead walked into San Diego and it was like everything stopped.
Yeah.
Everything with New York.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and the thing is, like, this show is so much better. I'm a huge Walking Dead person. It's how I got my start in podcasting, but this show is just so much deeper, richer, and more intricate than The Walking Dead ever could be. This is something that we could talk about, for a very, very long time, long after it goes off the air, just like with people that talk about Lost, it's like the unknowable thing. So
I think this is better than Lost.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a hot take. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's like Lost done right. You know?
But it's crazy because no one says it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think they took all the mistakes from Lost and listened. And listened. That's why I know that this ending is not going to disappoint.
Yeah, I do have faith that it won't either. They clearly planned this show out. They clearly planned this show out to be what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The camp, because the first time they held their convention, it was like at a park or something, and it was camp something. And then they just got rid of the name of the park and they're over at a hotel, and they do the event over, it's Peachtree City. It's like you land in Atlanta and you got to drive another hour to get to where this convention is. But so a few of them will be there, but aside from Harold, I mean, Harold is basically the only one that's ever been out doing them.
The first Game of Thrones conference, they got together in Nashville. They invited YouTube creators that were big, the biggest ones, a handful of them. And that's really what influenced me to start my channel, is meeting some of those guys. And, somebody even mentioned, according to Tony Teflon, MGM shut down his fan get-together Comic-Con of sorts. The best way for MGM anyway to do that is to get together with a con that's already established and invite YouTubers to have panels. I mean, that would be huge, and that could be the get-together. But instead of trying to create your own, try to go in with a con that's already established. I think that would be the best way to do it.
That's it. I mean, they've really got to do something to build this. And I feel like we're going to be going into season 4. Wait, we are in season 4. duh. They've waited too long. I don't, like they've still got some time to try and build something, but they need to build something.
I think Thrifty has a great point in the comments here, saying that if From was on Netflix, it would be huge.
Oh
This
yeah,
reminds me a lot of like, not in the same way, but of Breaking Bad, where Breaking Bad was a nothing burger for multiple
yeah,
seasons and
yep,
then it exploded. And I do feel like right now this season is definitely obtaining the most hype by far
yeah,
that the show has. This could be the start of that. And I think the proof is in the pudding with the material. The material's there. If people just catch on to this show and it did go on a Netflix, I think this would be like a top show for a lot of
yeah.
people.
It totally would have been. It
Well,
it
Yeah.
didn't it
totally would have been.
explode in Europe because that's where they released it? They released it on Netflix.
I think so. I think
I
so.
don't know if Netflix has the same pull in Europe as it does here. I don't know. I'm just thinking, because even if it had blown up in Europe, it might have trickled back over here. It's just it hasn't gotten the exposure that it needs. Like, I mean, how
Yeah.
many times have you said, "Hey, are you watching that show From?" And someone's like, "What are you talking about?" It's
Mhm.
Pretty
just,
much.
because like even when it came out, I heard an ad about this show about people being stuck in a town, and I'm like, that sounds like my kind of show, and I forgot about it. I was like, I was gonna go looking for it. Thank God I heard the ad a second time, and then I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna watch it." And I was watching it while they were still releasing an episode every Sunday. So
Yes,
I caught season 1 just in time.
same.
So, and then I found someone that wanted to talk about it with me, and do a podcast. And, here I am. I thought I was done with podcasting.
Yeah,
So,
it's interesting. It's very interesting. Like the same thing happened. Like my husband just happened to put on the show like first season. He's like, "You heard about this show?" I was like, "No," and he put it on, and I was hooked ever since. And I felt so
Mhm.
by myself. Like I
yeah,
Yeah.
was like, "What?" Everybody that I watch on my side, I got them to watch it. So even
yeah,
my mom even watches this show, and she'll be, and yes, she's going to be coming on at some point with us to talk From, and she's going on with Doc this Thursday to talk Monarch, which she's very excited. She's very, very excited about that.
yeah,
So even my mom got into talking about this show
Mm.
and like loves it. And she's the older generation.
yeah,
She's the older generation. Like my mom's in her 70s and she's obsessed with this show.
yeah,
Absolutely obsessed with this show. They could have such a big audience if they just put themselves out there. But you're right, now it's coming to an end. So what do? They just let it become a cult favorite and more people pick up to it after it's over?
yeah. And they can't, how are they going to bring it back? Like it's been done, but it just wouldn't be the same, I don't think. I don't know. I almost feel like we should band together and make our own convention. And
Well, yeah, that's what Robert was asking earlier because Tony Teflon did try to do a sort of Comic-Con with like the streamers and stuff like that to come together. I know he talked about it, and there was rumors that they had kind of shut him down or he couldn't use From and stuff like that, so he never
Yeah.
really kind of followed through with it. And so he was asking, does the panel think that it is true? Like they sort of canceled it out. And I don't know if they fully canceled it or it was just it started to become too much, and then he wasn't able to really get any of the cast maybe on there and stuff, and it just turned
Yeah.
into it didn't quite work out the way he thought it was.
Yeah.
But I don't honestly know the full details.
I don't either.
Only a couple of them have like con managers because it's a different type of management
Mm-hmm.
for that. That they, like David Alpay has already been out there doing conventions, having been on Once Upon a Time. Like I think I was at a convention. When it was Walker Stalker, they had Harold was there. I forget what he was on at the time, but they had Once Upon a Time actors, and David Alpay was there. Like some of them have already done that circuit, but I know like Liz Saunders hasn't, Liz Moy hasn't. Liz Saunders going out for her first one in May.
Mhm.
Which one?
It's the camp.
Oh, okay. I was like, anywhere close to New York?
Yeah, no. You know what? Yeah, I think she has another one that is in New York. I would go to New York.
I will too. I'm here.
You know what? I'll ask her.
That would be awesome. I'd love to I'd go out and meet her.
Yeah. Oh, in a heartbeat.
Right.
I will say, Liz, she was the sweetest person. Like when I interviewed her too, she was like the nicest person.
Yeah.
I was not surprised, but I didn't know what to expect. But she was very sweet.
I know, like she was our very first guest. We were her very first podcast type thing, and we just had her on a lot. And Alex would tease me that Liz and I are braiding each other's hair, like we just go back and forth all the time. And I don't know, I haven't talked to her like I used to talk to her, but she had a lot of stuff going on, like her father had died, and then she got a grandchild. Like there was a lot going on at once, and people do people.
Right. But one thing I definitely want to touch on the episode, though, I know before we close it out, because I found it comical, and there's still a lot of bits left to kind of go through and digest and all that, and we will definitely get into more of them Friday night. But I did enjoy, and I'm kind of curious, I don't know if Jerry can tell us his thoughts on it, but I'm trying to find it, and I almost had it. Where did it go? But when we get our little supernatural event at the Matthews house, here it is.
Yeah.
I am curious as to what you guys think it was. I thought it was Jim coming back. He knocked that pot over, and it just reminded me of when Ethan kind of made him mad and asking about mom and stuff. And he's like, "You shut up!" And he knocked the pot over and stuff. And so I'm sitting here thinking, Jim has come back to haunt them. He's pissed off. Jade's creeping and shit. But yeah, that was funny. I don't know what you guys thought about that scene. But that was.
Are there ghosts now in Fromville? Fuck. Yeah. What else? What else, man?
I mean, I think. Sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say they control the electricity. Whoever it is controls the electricity there. So why not this?
Why not bust open the cabinet?
Yeah.
Knock the pot over. They did not appreciate that soup. They were not happy about that soup. It was disgusting, apparently.
Yeah.
It looked like canned mixed vegetables and is that like what the hell is that?
Listen, they don't have much choice.
Was that supposed to be meat? What the hell is this? Like 3 chunks of something?
Yeah.
Looks like a turd. Don't look good. I'm just being honest with you.
Doesn't look good.
Maybe this is just what happens if you buy the wrong ingredients in Fromville.
Right? Like they're at a supermarket. You get what you get.
Tabitha shouldn't be cooking.
Right, Jim is so mad. He's like, I come back home, and this is what you have with a stove for me? What the hell is this? You got Jade creeping outside and stuff. He was not happy.
I think I can say this because it doesn't touch anything at all. To me, it's plausible that if it's not Jim, it's the town taunting with Tabitha. Because we know the whole premise is knowledge comes at a cost. This season, and we know what Tabitha discovered in season 3 episode 10, so to me it's very likely that this is the town basically taunting her for that.
That's even more fucked up. I'd prefer it to be Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then what's happening to Jade? If this is happening to her, what's happening to him?
Well, he's been plagued by Christopher a lot and other sort of things. So there's no telling what he's going to continue to be plagued with. I mean, last season he almost fell off the roof the doll and stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
they've been fucking with him pretty good too. So I'm no telling what's gonna happen next.
Vic
Yeah.
said something really funny. Jim is upset. Jade is moving in on top of
I
him.
told
Right?
told
He's
y'all.
slamming cabinets and shit. And then
He
this
didn't
is
like
all.
them
And
googly
then
eyes.
all she's got left for him was that nasty soup. Yeah, he's not a happy husband right
He
now.
saw them googly eyes and was like, nope, nope.
So does everybody think it's Jim? Is that a
No,
overwhelming? What do you think, Liz?
I think it's the town, whatever it is that's running the town.
Right? And it could be. I mean, the way things are getting amped up around here, I mean, it's very possible it's just messing with them and trying to throw them off and scare them further. Because, I mean, hey, look, we thought we're safe in the house, right? With the talismans, monsters can't get us, we're good.
Yeah.
But now, you know, this is almost like scaring us out of the house at night where they know we can't run. Like we're stuck in the house with whatever the hell this is that's
Yeah.
throwing stuff around.
Yeah. The call is coming from inside the house.
Right?
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey, a lot of you guys in chat are saying it's possibly Jim, but who knows? Or even the Ankui kids. Tabitha has rejected her kids again. Oh no!
Yeah.
What about you, Doc? I didn't know. Did you have any thoughts or Baby Clay?
About the
Not
stuff
right
flying
now.
around the
not-
room.
I think I'm
I-
ready
I
for
think we're out of
episode
blanket on
2.
that.
See what they got laid out for us.
Right?
Yeah.
I said just about everything I wanted to say. I'm ready for the next episode at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into some more of these bits, especially conversation bits and things that were said. I know we got into a lot of things tonight, but we kind of only really got into about half of the episode. There's still some bits here. I think Daddy needs to get a hold of Son. Son knew a little bit more about conversation with Fatima. Again, getting into more about what Sophia has actually said in some of these lines that are very much so like I want to dive into. I want to sink my teeth into it, why she's particularly referencing certain things. So we're going to dive into that some more. We'll have an open panel Friday night, followed by a Fever After Dark. Again, folks, we are going all the way back to season 1, Colony House shenanigans. Sophia. I'm going to get her and Sarah confused. But Sarah's first sort of kiss on screen there with our Jade's bestie. And possibly even Jasmine, our monster, and her little kiss. She had a little tongue action there, or rather she grabbed a little tongue action. So we're going to dive into those clips and a whole lot more for the Fever After Dark for our members, which I think we're going to start calling, I don't know, how do you guys think about being called embers? More embers, the hotter the fire?
Ooh.
Well, we're figuring it
Look
out.
at you, Scarlett.
We're figuring it out, folks. So when we get more embers together, right? So we're definitely, if you are not a member, you definitely want to become one, because again, lots of bits to get into, going all the way back to season 1 and what Mr. Doug has revealed to us this season and all of his bits.
Yeah.
We're half a camera shot away from seeing all the bits, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to see how far we can. Well, look, we can't see all the crack, but we'll see what we can see. We'll just leave it at that.
I will say, I never thought I'd see Man in Yellow ass in the first
Right?
episode. I never
You
thought that
could've
was
heard
going to
me and Dana
happen.
live. We was like,
Yeah.
oh,
my
Mr.
God.
Doug. All the bits. Okay, dude.
Like Mr.
I gotta
Doug.
look at Mr. Doug the same way. I'm like, oh God. I was already nervous when we first met him, and now it's like a whole different kind of
Yeah,
nervous.
you know him really well.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
oh,
Oh my
God.
God.
What's our say, Scarlett? We was clutching our pearls, like, huh, oof, Mr. Doug.
I know. So, and then Dana was like, yeah, we were literally one little shot the way they were going down with the camera. I was like, oh my God, they're going to show us all the bits. I didn't know that was this kind of show.
Shouldn't have dug that hole, Jim.
I mean, not since season 1, right? Like, I mean, that goes back to Colony House shenanigans. When the
I
Matthew
was
houses
nervous
were-
for Doug for a minute that they might show everything.
I know.
I
I was
know.
like, oh.
Right? Was that in your contract, Mr. Doug?
Hmm.
Oh,
So,
Nowadays,
you
they don't make
guys-
them wear prosthetics though, so
Right. You never know. Hey man, like I said, that if things had been hanging and shadows had been cast just the right way, there's no telling what bitch you would have seen that scene. So it's definitely going to be fun to dive into it with you guys and all the members Friday night. Again, that usually starts around midnight Eastern time. And we'll do about 3 hours of Friday Night Fever. We'll open panel to all of you guys in the chat. And of course, any content creators, all you guys that are on here with us tonight, or anybody out there listening, it is open for anyone to join. We'll really kind of sink into our theories, really dive into this episode and see where we're taking the story. Sorry, I'm trying to remember all the bits as we're wrapping it up here tonight. Oh, God dang it. I know I'm forgetting something else I was going to say. Dang it. The train got derailed in the brain.
It's okay. But thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out and talking some From with us. And, you know, this is why we do the creator panels, because we love coming together with different people and just talking about From and talking about the episodes. And we have fun. Because like I said, Scarlett and I started in someone's chat. So we just love to talk. And without you guys in the chat, we would just be up here talking to ourselves, which is fine.
Right.
Because Scarlett and I love to talk. So, like,
well, yeah, we'll ramble, but it's more fun. The more friends, the better. And we love to have folks with us to kind of dive into it and tell us we're crazy and see what you guys think. Because, man, this show definitely gets everyone's sort of outside of the box thoughts. And that is the funnest part. I think the ride of this show is the funnest part. I really don't want the ending, even though I want it. Because then I know the ending, it's over, right? All this fun that we've had together is sort of over. So it's a little bittersweet knowing that we're getting there.
Right. But Jerry, what do you have going on for this season of From? What's going on over on your channel?
So going to be covering this Sundays, every Sunday, like 10 a.m. I'll be dropping the videos. And then either the Monday or Tuesday after, I'll be doing a breakdown of an event from each episode. Like, so you'll have the review and then you'll have either like a theory or whatever. I watched these episodes. Like I watched the episode, then I did the review and theory, then I watched the other. So to try to like avoid bias of like seeing it all at once. So be doing a lot of that and covering the boys all in the mix. But my heart and everything is on From. I don't give a fuck about the boys compared to this show. So I'm very excited about this.
And I know hopefully you will join us for the finale. But anytime you want to come on and you're available for a Monday, you are always more than welcome to join us. That goes for anybody on panel. You just, we will figure it out. Because that's what we do around here is we figure things out.
I just won't blink. I won't blink. I'll turn off my camera.
Don't clear your throat. Don't clear your throat. Don't give any indicators, right? It's stone cold.
Yeah.
Right?
No, this was wonderful. I love coming on with you guys. So I'd love to come back. So thank you.
Hell yeah. Again, Friday nights, any open panels, all you guys are more than welcome.
Yep, because we open it up to the chat and we have fun with the chat, so it's a blast. And that's just, we love having fun over here. What about you, Miss Lizzie? I know we just came across you yesterday, so we will be back over to see all the stuff you have going on. We had fun with you. We had fun with you.
I'm so glad. Last night was last night was a big test because I was trying it out with somebody new. Managed to get Doug to come in last minute, which worked out. But basically, with what you saw is what you get. There may be someone extra there. There may not be. We've had different people come in and out. But Sunday nights, 7 to 9, where I'll be there talking about the episode, and I take copious notes. Like I thought I would be using these today, but there's like 8 pages, filled in notes.
Nice.
Like, color coded arrows, I'm surprised there isn't like red string, but like I just take a lot of notes, and we talk about whatever stands out. I try to find patterns in the chaos in this show, and I don't stick with one theory, kind of build on a bunch or talk about it once and let it go. But that's it. Try to do it in 2 hours and be on our way, basically.
Well, we will be back to check you out. That's
I
for
appreciate
sure.
it.
That's for
Appreciate
sure.
it. Thank
And
you.
what
Same here.
about you? What about you, Mr. Doc? What you got going on? I know you're covering Monarch.
Yeah, we got a Monarch stream tomorrow. Gonna be doing that probably 7 to 9 p.m., maybe 6 to 8. Because I think I might have to adjust it to make sure that it lines up with other streams that are going on. But I'm gonna have to figure that out a little bit. Yeah, we're covering Monarch Legacy of Monsters. We're also planning on covering the Human Vapor on Netflix. I have to check to see if that already came out though. Because we might have missed our opportunity for it, and we still have to watch the original version. Because it's made by or the original was by the creator of Godzilla, Ishiro Honda. So Critter and I were hoping to cover that. As far as anything else goes, from Academy Fridays probably, and that's it.
Nice. Well, my mom can't wait to. She's been dying to talk to somebody about Monarch because I can't help her. Like
I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun.
I cannot help her, and
oh yeah, that's right. We're doing one Thursday too, because Thursday is our regular. We had to reschedule from last week. But yeah, we do our regular on Thursdays, and that's when your mom's
Mama Susie's excited to be on the radio talking
I know,
about Monarch.
it's so cute. I always like, good evening, everyone.
So,
So sweet.
she's looking forward to it because she wants to talk to me, and I'm like, Ma, I know nothing of what you're talking about. Like, I've watched the show with her, but I haven't watched the show, if that makes any sense.
Shit, is that how people feel when we go to them with From stuff and they're looking at us like we're crazy?
Probably. So she's dying to talk to somebody about it. So I was like, I have the perfect person for you. I was like, you got it, Ma. Like, don't worry about it. She's like, oh, okay. Yay.
It'll be easy and fun.
Right. And what about you, Mr. Baby Claire? I know you dropped a video yesterday. You're going to be dropping more videos.
Oh, you've been dropping them.
You're going to be doing giveaways with us.
Yeah, man, I'm all over the place with it. We trying to drop videos every Sunday evening and Thursday night before the new I'm sorry, Friday night. Is it every Saturday night, or I'm a little sleepy, so y'all gonna have to excuse me. But
right, I know after all this stuff, man, brain gets cooked.
Sundays and Thursdays. I'm sorry, Sundays and Thursdays. Those are the days that we'll be dropping from content. And yeah, we're dabbling all over the place, movies, anime, maybe even some books in between. I'm really going to check out the new movie Backrooms. Have y'all ever heard of that? It's an A24 production movie.
It looks like all my dreams.
Check that out.
I actually want to check that out just because just the title alone is interesting because of all the talk of Backrooms.
A24 production is coming out with some heat. They're coming out with some heat, so I'm gonna check that out and cover some content on that. But that's about it.
And we go game again. Look, man, we caught up in From right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like lost in a faraway tree, but we're gonna get back to some Apex and stuff, man. Because I'm telling y'all don't even know. Baby Clay got skills. He's like pro gamer. I'm gonna talk him all up. Look, he scooped me up and saved me, and we kept going.
Don't hype me up.
Dude, you scooped me up. I'm down like, oh man, it sucks. They're gonna kill me. And you're like, I got you. And he did like several times, scoop me up, and then I got healed up, and we just kept going. It's badass. You have my back, man. I gotta talk you up.
Hey man,
He's holding it down, Baby Clay. Don't even let me know. He holds it down in Apex. He's a pro.
Right. And that's it. And then what do we got, Scarlett? I know Friday Night Fevers are going to be over here. Our Monday night content creator roundtables.
Yes.
Saturday night will be on my channel for the pregame show. And I'm just going to keep watching Clara. So stay tuned.
Right. And definitely stay in the Discords if you guys are not in the Discords, mine and Dana's, because those are what we have scheduled. But if you guys know me, I'm liable to pop a stream off anytime in between the week, whether it be games or just another From stream. Just, if we come up with something and we're like, oh my God, we got to talk about this right now, we might pop up a stream. And most of the rest of the week the week streams are going to be during the week are going to be open panels, I'm assuming. I know there were some guys out there asking about open panels and wanting to come on the other night on Dana's. So again, the best place to really let us know what is good for you guys in the chat is in the Discord or in the comments after stream. What nights you guys want to come on panel other than the Friday nights that we already have set aside. I definitely also, real quick, because I see Billy back in the chat, I want you guys to go, I'm going to put a link to where you can go check out his book real quick on Fund My Comics. And again, it's Last Days of the Bad Moon, and it's got a lot of different bits. If you're into some of the conspiracy theorist stuff out there, you might want to go check it out. It's got some aliens, some Hollywood vampires. I'm trying to talk and copy and paste at the same time. Apologies. Oh, you got it. Oh, no, that was the video. Yeah, you guys could check out that video, which I was going to show it, Billy. As a matter of fact, before we wrap it up, and I was going to show our
yes, but any of our
real quick.
panel guests, if we've kept you past your time,
yes, feel free, because I'm just going to show off some videos real quick as we wrap it up.
We're just going to ramble at the end, so.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to go too.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for hanging with us. And we look forward to more From Talk in the future.
Yes, absolutely.
Good night,
guys.
guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks leaving. Do I have to leave?
No,
you're good.
Oh, okay.
Some people were getting a little, we could tell they were getting a little tired.
I'm going to show the Cameo off here in just a sec. I'll go show the Cameo first, and then Billy, I'm going to show the trailer. I made a trailer for Billy's comic book, so we're going to show that off as well in a minute.
Yes,
it's not
but
the
thank
final
you,
trailer.
Doc. This was fun tonight. We're glad we finally got you on. I feel like we haven't been able to our what is it, streams not crossing, whatever that stuff is.
Careful with streams crossing, Dana.
I know. I forgot we were going to take that. I take it all back.
But again,
you lucked out though, because you scheduled this with me, and I totally thought you said a different month, and I thought it was during my leave, because I was on medical leave for anxiety for 2 months, and then I realized that it was for April, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be back to work, if I'm gonna have a new job, what's gonna be going on. But right now I'm unemployed, so you lucked out.
There you go. So we stand you. There we go.
Nice. I'm gonna show off again. Big thank you to Cameo and Dana for this, because we got Mr. Harold himself. So if you guys didn't get to see it at the beginning of the stream, I'm gonna show it off real quick, and then we're gonna show off Billy's bits after. Here we go.
Hey, Dana Marie, Scarlett, James, Mama Susie, everybody over there at the Witch's Brew, what's up? Season 4 of From is coming out, and I just wanted to give you guys all a big shout out and tell your whole family to make sure you guys keep coming with your theories. Everybody really loves them. I think you guys are going to figure it out. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I'm making that up. I hope you figure it out. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging with us through all the seasons. I saw other people have come on here and said hi to you guys, and I wanted to make sure I got my chance to say hi to you as well. Mama Susie, your mom loves you. She wanted to make sure I shouted you out. But anyway, season 4, you guys stay tuned. I think you're going to love it. Season 4 is really mean. It gets really mean, so just hang on, but keep coming with the theories, and stay part of our family, and I will see you soon. Peace.
That's right, folks, and we will get it. He believes this. He was trolling us a little bit, but he knows we'll figure it out, and I believe it. But let me pull this up, and yeah, Doc, it's not funny because I'm showing off all the bits. You have no idea, but I'm gonna show off a trailer that. I'm fine with it.
See, it wasn't me this time.
Hey, Dana, keep going with it. I'm going to go a little bit further. Who knows where we'll end up?
Right? It wasn't me.
Billy was wanting to do another trailer, so I was working with him on one, and we did. Well, I've got the one that he's I'm about to show is not a final trailer, but I've pretty much almost got it finalized. But still okay. We'll show you guys kind of what we're working with. if I can remember how to share properly. It is getting late, Dana. It's a brain. All right, video share. There we go. That's the one. I'm sitting here trying to like open my actual file to get it out. Yeah. Anyways, all right. So last days of the Bad Moon, you guys can go check it out and find my comment. Link is in the chat, and here we go for the first round draft trailer.
Last days of the bad moon. Last days of the bad moon. Whose utopia? Last days of the bad moon. Last days of the bad moon.
Alright, there you go, folks. That is sort of a rough draft trailer for Mr. Billy Power Max's comic book, Last Days of the Bad Moon.
Cool.
You guys go check that out and fund my comic. It is awesome. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. I know it's getting late tonight and we're wrapping up, so we'll definitely talk more about your comic this weekend, Billy, especially as we do like Friday night. And I'm thinking about doing a gaming stream this week too, where I will dive into some more of Billy's bits, his story bits, Doc. Dirty, dirty, dirty boy. How dare you? Save it for the Fever After Dark. I'm just kidding. But thank you guys all for hanging with us tonight. I think that's all of the bits. I think, Dana. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
I think we're good. I think that's
pretty much it.
so it's a wrap for tonight, folks. Again, come hang back out with us Friday night. And if you are not a member, you want to become one. We got lots of bits. And if there's any bits on that you members want to go over for a Fever After Dark from oh God.
Hence why the name is so hard.
It's gonna get real hard this Friday night, Data. But you guys
Damn it,
let us
Scarlett!
know in the comments or in the
James,
Discord what
James.
episode, what scenes you guys would like to go over. We already have our hands on a few: Colony House, our Man in Yellow, Sarah, and a few other bits. We might even throw in Jim and the blanket situation with Tabitha. The argument is one of my favorites. But any bits like that you guys want to talk about on a members only stream, you members let us know, and we will definitely dive into it. Again, thank you guys everyone who hung out with us tonight on panel. I'm sorry, I'm about lose my mind here. Doc, James, Dana, Baby Clay, Lizzie, Jerry. I almost called him Jake. I mean, where that came from.
Thank you, Thrifty, for being in the chat.
Yes.
We can't wait to have you. Have no idea how excited we are to have you on.
Yes, and to all of our future panelists, all you guys and everyone in the chat, thank you guys. Oh, Robert and Vic for the super chats. Again, we wouldn't be here without you guys. We love and appreciate all of you, all the support, all the frumily. It kind of is what makes this show even more special than it already is, and the ride is the best part. And we wouldn't want to do it and take the ride with anyone else but you guys. So stay safe out there. Keep your talismans at the ready, right, Dana?
Right.
And your magic, as Dana says. Got to keep that magic at ready, because you never know with the shape-shifting Man in Yellow and all. Did you say something, Doc? You got any final thoughts?
May a walking giant monster never trample on your homes.
Indeed.
There you go. As long as he doesn't come out the Hudson, Doc. As long as he doesn't come out the Hudson, we're good.
Hey, but Godzilla's going to be appearing in New York City in Godzilla -0.
I know. Damn it! Why can't he just stay away?
Why can't he just go to the other side of the country, or just somewhere? Canada? I don't know. I'm sorry, people in Canada. I apologize for that. We don't want him over here.
We kind of want him in New York. We get everything in New York.
Especially not the mean one.
Right.
But I have a feeling it's going to be a dream sequence, so you might be spared.
Thank you. Okay. I'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll take what we can get here with the few wins and from as they've had. We'll take what we can get.
And James, thank you. Thank you tonight. Thank you for helping me ask the questions. I'm so glad you're our co-host.
You were the awesomest interviewer questionnaire.
You're stuck with us, and I could say this now because it's over. Fuck YouTube. They suck.
Technically, I'm unqualified to be on this panel.
You are the most qualified. Don't get me started.
Well, they let that other redhead come on all the time, James. So obviously the quality here they don't really care about. I don't know.
So yeah, it was fun hanging out with you guys, Doc, meeting you and everything, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, it was fun. Can't wait to do it some more.
We love you, James.
Same.
And go into James's Discord, because that's where you're gonna know everything and just stuff. Go into James's Discord.
Right. Yeah, guys, check out all of our bits. They're fun bits. We promise. They're fun. Dana brings bagels and other good bits.
I do.
Right. Oh, and guys, definitely stay on the lookout for the future giveaways, cameos that we will be getting, and all the future bits to come. There's a lot. Yes. I can barely remember. But again, thank you all. Everyone, have a safe night. We love you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm over here.
The man in yellow, quite a calm and violent fellow. What's with the stick, the dress and the case? Do any of those things get you out of this place? On the